Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. A positive step for Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels as he recovers from a knee injury. He went through a rehab session and threw on the field today, but did not participate in work with teammates. He won't practice any earlier than Friday. His status Sunday against the Raiders does remain uncertain. Marcus Mariota starts if Daniels is out. The Bengals not ruling out a return for quarterback Joe Burrow later this season. He's expected to miss 3 months with a turf toe injury. While Burrow's out, Cincinnati turns to backup Jake Browning. Our Harry Douglas.
When you look at Zach Taylor, who's an offensive-minded head coach, and then you look at the OC Dan Pitcher, you have to put Jake Browning in the best situation possible for this football team. You cannot ask him to carry the Cincinnati Bengals like you asked Joe Burrow to do. So that also means Chase Brown, who is a phenomenal running back, whether he's rushing the football or being a receiver out of the backfield, you have to incorporate him a lot more within this offense.
Jet star quarterback Tyrod Taylor this week in Tampa Bay in place of the injured Justin Fields. Bills ruled out 2 injured defensive starters for tomorrow against the Dolphins, linebacker Matt Milano and defensive tackle Ed Oliver.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ Chris Candy coming up Thursday. The Dolphins are staring at being 0-3 to start the season, so is it time for Dolphins fans to admit that Tua isn't the answer? It's unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
And Mr. Toby Tom Plate. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's hump day.
It's hump day.
Muse's favorite song in the world.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Todd Peterson. Oh!
Ted Peterson. I had to get the right one there. I do like this song.
Oh! Garrett Nussmeier going to play on Saturday.
It's hump day.
Brian Kelly said so.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Is it worth the risk? Find out after the break.
It's hump day.
Not really. Just coming up here in just a quick second. We'll do that.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Steve Wiltfong in 12 minutes. Could the Tigers flip a quarterback for 2026?
It's hump day.
Find out after the break.
Mike. What day is it,
That
Mike?
actually will come up after the break. Jabbar Juluke suspended 3 games.
It's hump day.
I am going to absolutely eviscerate everything Florida and the Southeastern Conference in 27 minutes.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We got Taylor Calandro. We got Michael Bumpus talking Seahawks.
It's hump day.
I said Bumpus. I mean Bumpus. I said Bumpus. I know. Sorry. Bumpus.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Sam Acho next hour. Russ Mitchell.
It's hump day.
Ton to do. Glad you're here. All right. Let us begin, as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Tigers getting ready to take on Southeastern this weekend in Tiger Stadium. Tigers will look to go to 4-0. Brian Kelly was on the SEC coaches teleconference on Wednesday, and he was asked the question. I think many people, including the gentleman who sits in this chair before me, Hunt Palmer, who wrote about it at LouisianaSports.net, said, no way, no how. Shouldn't play Garrett Nussmeier this weekend. If he's dealing with anything, give him a week off. Basically, I could play quarterback for LSU against Southeastern and win that football game. I don't know that that's necessarily true. Maybe so. But anyway, Brian Kelly was asked point blank on Wednesday, SEC coaches teleconference, will Garrett Nussmeier play against Southeastern?
Yeah, I think he needs to play, and Garrett wants to play. He's capable of playing. As I said, the torso injury slowed him up, and it slowed up, in some instances, the development of the offense, too, because we needed to be very careful with him. And we knew we had two, in particular, very, very difficult games with Clemson on the road and a charged-up Florida team. So, we dialed back practice. We dialed back what we were doing to make sure that we protected him. But he's now on the other side of it because we were able to do that. And so this week is an opportunity for him. He's doing some things in practice he hasn't done in the last month. So we're pretty excited about what he could do this weekend.
Okay. It's interesting as you start to piece together the puzzle and you look at the timeline. I shared with you my notes from fall camp. It was August the 15th. It was a Friday when media got to watch practice. Garrett Nussmeier was not thrown. Brian Kelly said load management. We now know why. The next day, he went full go at school. The following Saturday, 8/23, August 23rd, Garrett Nussmeier, media was present, did not throw. We now know why. So they were bringing him along slowly. They were letting him heal and then letting him play in the weekend. Letting him heal, not doing much in practice. As you heard Brian Kelly say, he's doing stuff in practice this week he hadn't done in a month. So that slowed the development of the offense. And listen, Garrett Nussmeier and Aaron Anderson have a great rapport. Garrett Nussmeier and Xavier Thomas, great rapport. Garrett Nussmeier and Barian Brown, Nick Anderson, obviously Bauer Sharp, different parts of the offense are new. And, of course, 5 new offensive linemen. So maybe there's something to that. And Brian Kelly just acknowledged. He just acknowledged they knew they had 2 tough games against Clemson and Florida. They had to be a little more deliberate, defense, special teams, control the clock, be a little more careful in those games. Now you got those behind you. You've got a healthier Garrett Nussmeier, and now you go into this weekend. It's also worth noting, on Monday, Brian Kelly was asked point blank, does this Garrett Nussmeier injury limit what you are able to do on Saturdays? Meaning, are you not able to stretch the field because of this injury?
No, but we don't, you're not working on it as much in practice. So, when you get your shots, you want to be able to take them, but we're not doing it a lot in practice. We're starting to pick up that pace. We started a little bit last week. We'll continue to pick it up more this week.
Here's what I would say. If Garrett Nussmeier is in any way limited, he does not need to play against Southeastern. I just don't believe that's the case. We've now seen him play in 3 games. Kelly is telling you he's doing stuff now that he hasn't been doing prior. This week, he's doing stuff he hasn't done in a month. They've been very measured with him. It feels like the worst part of it was probably in fall camp as they were building toward the Clemson game. We've seen Garrett Nussmeier be very efficient so far. And the other part of it is the same conversation we had about Whit Weeks. The thing that is just disgusting about that targeting penalty and the ejection is you go through fall camp, you go through spring ball, you go through all the offseason workouts, you go through a game week of practice, you prep for these 12 games that you get, hopefully 13, 14, 15, 16, but for the 12 games you get, and you have a finite number of those, especially in college, because it's not like the NFL where you can play for as long as someone's willing to let you play. You got 5 years to play for. And in Whit Weeks' case, is probably his last year. So a game was taken away from him. Garrett Nussmeier, you only have a finite amount of times to compete. It's his last season in Baton Rouge. He wants to go play this weekend. He's able. Let him go play. I mean, I know I'm the guy last week who sat here and stumped for Braylon Moore to take the week off because I think Braylon Moore is so critical to your success, big picture this season, that if he's in any way compromised with a high ankle sprain, get him right because I think you were going to beat Florida either way. Now, he ran out there and played. So I would say the same. If there were a chance that Garrett Nussmeier could set himself back this weekend, then I would not think the risk is worth it. But if Brian Kelly's telling you Garrett Nussmeier is now doing things he hasn't done in a month, he's closer to 100%. The time to sat him would have been like Louisiana Tech, not this week. So I'm good with him playing. But the other thing I'll say is this. The excuses are gone. And I'll continue to repeat this, but these next 2 games, Southeastern, Ole Miss, You have an awesome opportunity. Listen, Southeastern's a pretty good defense, but they're an FCS team. They lost 24-0 to Louisiana Tech, but they had 3 sacks and 8 TFLs against Tech. So it's a home game. You got better athletes. It shouldn't matter who Southeastern has or where they line up. You are better, and if you want to go score 100, you should be able to score 100, and you need to go do that this weekend. If we come back here on Monday and LSU's unable to run the ball and they can't stretch the field, it's the same stuff, then it's like start to panic. And then you're going to go to Ole Miss a week from Saturday and play a team that just gave up 500 yards to Arkansas. Like, that's not a good defense. You should be able to move the ball and be explosive. And if you can't, then you go into your open date doing some soul searching for the second half of the season, because you have your all SEC games until Western Kentucky, and that's going to be the stretch that determines what you're playing for at the end of November. And you got to be good. So these 2 weeks, after these 2 weeks, the excuses of Nuss or play your defense and the torso injury, and you play really good teams, and you wanted to make sure that you just didn't affect your team negatively with bad decisions, like, that's all out the window after these next 2 weekends. So we'll see if the Tigers can get going. The other thing Brian Kelly did say on Wednesday that I thought was so interesting was, this is number 2, Muse, if we could. He talked about the progression, the expectation of progression of an offense throughout the season.
It has started a little bit slower than we had wanted, but internally, very bullish on where we can be. And I want to be better in November. If we're better in November than we are in September, offensively, with the kind of defense that we can play and we know that we will play, it's going to be a really good football team.
Teams are allowed to improve. Teams are allowed to improve. We had that same conversation all throughout this baseball season. I know that feels like a distant memory to some, but if we roll back the tape to February, March, how many of y'all were bitching about the bullpen? The inability to develop a third starter. Y'all know who you are. Y'all know who you are. Even with the lesson learned from 2 years prior, when everybody bitched all season about the inability to throw strikes and bullpen, by the time you get to the end of the season, LSU's winning a national championship. Teams are allowed to improve. It's a marathon. I'm willing to be patient. I'm willing to let this group of 5 offensive linemen who are learning to gel together, I'm willing to give them that opportunity to get better. And let's see how it looks this weekend and next week and as they move forward. Because if they keep improving, then yeah, you have enough explosive talent on offense to be really good. You got a 4,000-yard passer at quarterback. You got explosive playmakers everywhere. Got to put this offensive line together. Keep improving. Let those 5 play as one. Complement an elite defense and special teams unit. Yeah, you should be playing for every goal that you have at the start of the season by the time you get to November. So Nussmeier is going to run out there and play this weekend against Southeastern. I don't mind him playing against Southeastern as long as you're not risking setting him back by letting him go play this weekend. So Tigers will get out there and play Southeastern, and they'll have Garrett Nussmeier under center. All right, it's After Further Review. Show Open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the Tigers, and the official beer of the New Orleans Saints. Of course, love telling you about Mockler Beverage. Great local partners in our community for 4 decades. It's rare that you go to a church fair, to an event, a fundraiser, anything, without seeing the Bud products. That's because Mockler has been a great supporter of our communities. Of course, a great supporter of the Tigers and of the Saints. Bud Light, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, the official beer of the New Orleans Saints. So tailgate, home gate, game watch, bar, restaurant, make sure you got plenty of delicious, ice cold Bud Light. All right, it's After Further Review. Y'all will not got a break. Quarterbacks for the future are the talk. Will LSU be able to flip South Carolina commit Landon Duckworth? What about the commitment from Peyton Houston? What does that mean for Elijah Haven and Colton Nussmeier? We'll talk about all that with Steve Wiltfong from Rivals next here on AFR.
After Further Review.
Had a great conversation earlier today with Derek Duplessis. He was up in our building filming some commercials, and we got to talking about this new feature. If you go to the website, duplessisbuilders.net, 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 there's a tab at the top that says Pick Your Pool. Hit that tab, and you can actually customize your pool online. You can even buy it online. I mean, you buy a car online, you could buy a pool online. Same thing. So you can go through as low as $46,000. I mean, listen, they do custom pools for as gorgeous and palatial as you want, but you can get a pool starting at $46,000. You can see all the features right there. Do you want dirt removal? You pick the coping, the tiling, all the different features. Do you want a water wall? You select all these things right there on the website. And listen, if you want to have a consultation, you want to talk to someone at Duplessis, awesome. You can still set that up. It's DuplessisBuilders.net. They got a pool for any budget. DuplessisBuilders.net.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails, someone's winning tickets to the game, and of course a fine.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Tigers started off the week with a big recruiting win Monday. Peyton Houston out of Evangel for the class of 2027 picked LSU over Oklahoma, Southern Cal, and others. Shay's sick this week, so lucky, man. We call out the big gun. Steve Wiltfong, good enough to join us here. He's from On 3 and Rivals, their VP, and now the National Director of Recruiting and Transfer Portal. Steve, we appreciate the time, man. How are you?
Doing well, man. Didn't realize the big shoes I was filling coming on your show today.
I tell you, man, like Shay's great to us. He comes on weekly, kind of gives us the recruiting deets. Said he was battling a little flu. I said, you know what? It's been a minute since we've talked to Wiltfong. Let's see if we can run him down. What are we to do it, Steve? I mean, LSU lands Peyton Houston, and there's various times, as you know, that it was thought, man, he was going to be Southern Cal, he was going to be Oklahoma. How did LSU pull this off?
Well, I think LSU really turned up the intensity for Peyton Houston back in January, got him back to campus a few times, had a great spring visit where he got to see a day in the life of an LSU quarterback, which included the virtual reality things that LSU has in the facility to help prepare LSU quarterback for game day, getting around the coaching staff again, Brian Kelly, Joe Sloan, understanding the history and tradition and magnitude of playing quarterback at LSU, the chance to win the Heisman Trophy, the chance to be under center for one of the best offenses in the country, to play for a program with so much history. And then coming back this past weekend for a game day visit, seeing Death Valley again, getting the feel for how important it is to play quarterback and play for a program of this magnitude, getting a chance to stay closer to home, be closer to family. LSU was able to check all the boxes and beat Oklahoma, beat USC for the coveted quarterback in the 2027 cycle.
You know, Steve, the big question that people have around here, because, you know, we're in Baton Rouge, where I sit right now. We're probably 10 or 15 minutes from the Dunham School. Elijah Haven's been in our studio. People see, all right, well, the number one quarterback in the country for 27 is in Baton Rouge. Everyone's excited about Houston, but does that compromise your ability to get Elijah Haven? What can you tell us about where Haven's recruitment currently stands?
Well, LSU would like to sign more than one quarterback in 2027 class. Will that be Nussmeier from Texas, the younger brother of Garrett Nussmeier, LSU starting quarterback? Could it be Elijah Haven? Yeah, I think LSU's on the gas right now for Nussmeier. And so we'll see how this cycle continues to go. But for Haven, obviously, he's got some great opportunities as well. You know, Florida's a program that was trending coming into the season. Things have picked up with Penn State and Auburn. Alabama's always been a major contender. All I know is that LSU went out there and got Peyton Houston. That was one of the guys they really wanted. Nussmeier is someone that has been high on the board for a long time. And I think with Haven, it's still a process that's developing as far as LSU is concerned.
What can you tell us, Steve, about Colton Nussmeier, considering we've gotten to see Garrett in Baton Rouge for the last 5 years, and there's sibling legacy recruits happen, and we see it right now with the Weeks brothers. I mean, there's been the Jeffersons and a lot of different, you know, throughout the – I mean, I got to ask Steve whenever, you know, Leonard Fournette signed, like, man, does he like his brother? No, he's not. Like, his brother is the greatest talented running back who's ever been here. But what can you tell us about Colton Nussmeier?
Well, Colton's a guy that had a solid sophomore season, completing close to 60% of his passes for nearly 2,000 yards and 16 touchdowns. I think he's already shown some improvement as a junior, you know, completing 75% of his throws through 2 games, also being more of a dual threat, you know, rushing for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. That already surpasses what he did with his legs as a sophomore. You know, obviously, terrific pedigree in that family. Their father, Doug, played in the NFL out of Idaho. And I think Garrett has already shown that at LSU what he can do with all the intangibles in addition to the tangibles. And I think Colton, you know, you're excited about the same thing. He's looking at a bunch of SEC schools. LSU, again, is a school that we've liked in that recruitment, but Alabama, Florida, Georgia are 3 others that are very prominent.
You also mentioned, Steve, LSU want to take 2 quarterbacks in one class, which is, I know, something we've talked about a good bit with Shea here as well when we talked to him. But yeah, I really wonder if the days of getting 2 elite prospects at quarterback to commit in the same class are a thing of the past. How realistic is that?
Well, it certainly doesn't happen very often. You know, Alabama's got 2 Rivals 300 quarterbacks committed this cycle. Jet Tamala from Iowa, and then Taden Kawa, Hawaii, who's playing in Utah. So those are guys that also weren't really considered household national recruiting names, even though they're ranked high. I think with LSU, these 3 guys that they're in on are guys that were heavily recruited by other programs. So I think LSU will look to the transfer portal after this season and also see who they can get to help compete with Michael Van Buren and players like that moving forward. And then we'll see who they're able to add to Peyton Houston in 2027. I just know that Peyton Houston was one of their top targets, if not the top target at the position. They have him committed. Nussmeier is someone that always had a committable offer as well, and we go from there.
I'm glad you mentioned 2026 because a week ago, Landon Duckworth was on LSU's campus. I think by now everybody knows he's a South Carolina commit, and ever since the Bryce Underwood flip, LSU's been struggling to catch up with numbers. How realistic of an opportunity does LSU have to maybe flip Duckworth from South Carolina to LSU before signing day?
Well, the recent intel on Duckworth has been that he is solid to South Carolina and not going to flip. Now, we'll see what happens as the season continues. Obviously, he took a visit to LSU. And there was some thought coming out of that he would return for an official visit. We'll see if that comes to fruition. If it does, it certainly shows you how real LSU is in that one, and then I think that they're having dialogue with other 2026 quarterbacks committed elsewhere. It just hasn't gotten to the point of a official visit or a return to Baton Rouge. So we'll see how it goes there. We'll see where they turn in the transfer portal. I know they were excited to land Michael Van Buren out of the portal last year, who obviously started some games at Mississippi State. And so, again, I know I've been saying this, but we'll see how it continues to go.
Do you think the expectation, the portal, I completely agree with you. Do you think the portal expectation for LSU in 2026 is that they're looking for a depth option like A.J. Swan a year ago or even Van Buren this year? Or are they looking for someone like Jaden Daniels who had been a multi-year starter at a Power 4 that can come in and maybe bridge the gap in 2026?
I think if they could find an elite guy that has a chance to be a Heisman Trophy winner and first-round pick, they'd go for him. So,
Did anybody really think that was the case, though, whenever he came over from Arizona State? I don't think that was the conversation. I'll tell you, Ryan Clark did. I'll give him credit. When Ryan Clark came on our show, he said that's a future Heisman winner. But he might have been the only one at that time.
Well, what I would say to that is that Jaden Daniels was obviously a high-ranked quarterback that showed at Arizona State that he had a lot of promise. I mean, his last season, he had 2 seasons at Arizona State where he threw for over 2,000 yards. So he had a lot of reps and showed a lot of promise and got into the LSU system and had a chance as his first-year starter to show that he was promising, but he exploded in his last year, right? Kind of similar to Joe Burrow, had a good first year at LSU, exploded in his second year. And I think if a terrific prospect came into the portal, LSU would certainly swing there, but they would also, take a depth guy that would come in and just push the room behind Michael Van Buren as well. But I think if you're LSU and you're thinking about your portal options right now, you're hoping it's an elite level guy that just comes in and takes the baton and is the guy for 2 years at least.
He is Steve Wiltfong, National Recruiting and Transfer Portal for Rivals and On3. Good enough to spend a couple of minutes with us here. Steve, we always appreciate it, man. Great to hear from you. We'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Guys, we will talk soon because LSU's in line to sign one of the top classes in the country in 2027, and they're certainly out there trying to flip some guys in 2026, so there'll be a lot to unpack as the season continues. Thanks for having me on.
We look forward to it. That is Steve Wiltfong. You'll get him on Twitter at @SWiltfong_, @SWiltfong_. We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters as well. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Love telling you about the service that Relief Windows provides because it's just the thing that sets them apart always. I mean, windows are a commodity. A lot of people can sell you a window, but it's the level of customer service, their commitment to you, the measure techs that come. They measure twice, install once. Every window is custom made for your home. It's going to reduce costly air leaks. It'll make your home more energy efficient. It'll lower your energy bills, increase your resale value. And then there's Google reviews like this one from Rich, who wrote, "The quality of the windows they installed is exceptional and has made a noticeable difference in the comfort and appearance of my home." Another 5-star Google review. It's experience, it's quality, it's service, it's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. ReliefWindows.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Thanks for hanging out with us here. I am going to be fascinated to see if LSU can, in fact, land 2 quarterbacks in 2027. And it might be that perfect storm of the legacy with Colton Nussmeier, who wants to be an LSU Tiger, doesn't really care if there's another quarterback in the class. And then the hard press that LSU had to get Pop Houston as a member of this class. So, I mean, I just know a lot changes throughout the course of a year. I mean, you're talking about, here we are in September of 2025. These are guys that are going to sign in December of 2026. So you're talking 15 months from now till they sign. There's just so much that'll happen between now and then. But to have a top 10 quarterback from the state of Louisiana already committed in your class this early is a great thing. It can't be looked at otherwise. Now, how do they finish 2026 will be fascinating. Do they flip Landon Duckworth? Do they go into the portal? Do they do both? Is it a depth guy in the portal? Is it a starter in the portal? That may just depend on circumstance and who's available. But this December high school period, January portal is going to be fascinating to determine the bridge and long-term future of LSU at the quarterback spot. All right, it's After Further Review. We appreciate Steve Wiltfong. Michael Bumpus will be with us in 30 minutes. He covers the Seattle Seahawks. Take a closer look at the Saints' opponents. Sam Acho of ESPN, he'll be with us in 45 minutes. Russ Mitchell in Hour 3. We'll knock out a break, come back. I got to talk about Jabbar Juluke, suspended for 3 games, and I got some thoughts on this. We'll do it next, AFR.
AFR.
If you're a business owner and you are just constantly frustrated by your inability to find the right people in your business, I got great news. I got great news because there's a company right here in Baton Rouge and New Orleans that services not only the state of Louisiana and the Gulf Coast, but the entire country. A company right here that can help. Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com. You see, Glow Resources measures themselves on how long the employees they pick stay with your business. And they have a 96% success rate. 96% success rate. And they're so confident in their ability to find the right people for whatever job you have open that if it doesn't work out, they will either give you a prorated refund or find another employee for free. That's how confident they are in their ability to help you find your maximum productivity. GLO, glowresources.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails, someone's winning tickets to the game, and of course a fine premium cigar. Friday's AFR, presented by Sagamore Spirit.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Obviously, everyone, when you go into this kind of process, you see the candidate lists and people throwing out names that could make sense for the job. And I'm sure you guys have seen the same thing in terms of people throwing out Michael Vick, who obviously prominent alum, Shane Beamer, who has the ties that he does to the school. I just don't see any scenario right now where either of those ends up being a legitimate possibility to be the next head coach at Virginia Tech.
That's Matt Zenitz. Says no Shane Beamer. Michael Vick, I think, was probably laughable all the way along, but no Shane Beamer there, which is odd because we did look at the odds. It's odd because we look at the odds. And if you look at the odds that BetOnline put out, John Gruden is the betting favorite at plus 300, followed by Shane Beamer at plus 400. As a matter of fact, on this list, Michael Vick didn't even have odds. So I get that Michael Vick, like, after going on the cheap for Brent Pry and it not working out, you're getting housed at home by Old Dominion. By the way, why do they schedule Old Dominion? I mean, is that 3 times now they've lost to Old Dominion?
That's 3 times. That one's by far the worst.
Did we talk about it last week? I was like, why are they why do they keep scheduling Old Dominion? That's what I asked Phil.
I was going to say it was one of our picks with Phil, yeah.
Whatever. This isn't a Virginia Tech show. But I think it's interesting because I don't doubt that Matt Zenitz's info is good. Shane Beamer is just the most obvious choice. He's a Power 4 head coach. He's had some success. He's got ties to the university. He's the son of a legend. He would be passionate about it. He's got the second best odds. I don't know that I would hand wave and dismiss that one so quickly, but we'll follow that. Of course, the Gamecocks will be in Baton Rouge here in just a few weeks. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. We are brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. You know how to do it. It's easy. You call Parish Restoration or you go to the website, parishrestoration.com, fill out the form on the homepage. They'll come out. They'll give you an estimate, depending on the square footage and what you need done. It's Parish Restoration. They'll spray their patented non-toxic dry fog. They'll close all the windows and the doors. They'll let the fog settle. It'll dwell. It'll kill all the mold down to the spores, not just mold, but other harmful pathogens, other bacteria, viruses that cause, bacteria that causes odor and different things. Maybe you got pet odor, smoke odor, sweat odor. Knock all that out. It's Parish Restoration. Check them out. By the way, it serves the whole state of Louisiana and the Gulf Coast. So check them out at parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. All right, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the South Carolina Gamecocks.
On Wednesday, Pete Thamel posted an update on Lenoris Sellers, who left last week's game against Vanderbilt with an injury, didn't play the second half. Apparently, there is optimism that Sellers will be ready for the game against Missouri on Saturday. That is in Columbia, Missouri, by the way. Thamel notes that Sellers has been practicing and there's positive signs for his availability. Shane Beamer on the SEC media availability did not give an update on Sellers yet, but there will be an SEC injury report tonight, so we'll have the latest.
Texas A&M!
Apparently Bryce Anderson, Texas A&M safety, avoided what has been called a, quote, catastrophic injury after a serious collision in Saturday's game against Notre Dame, which is fantastic news. He returned to campus with the team following the game. He's continuing to recover from the incident. It was late in the first half when he collided with Notre Dame tight end Eli Raridon on a 25-yard passing play. Anderson's a senior from Beaumont who's motionless on the field. It took about 10 minutes before they stabilized him, his neck. They carted him off the field. So apparently they do expect Anderson to return at some point this season.
The Oklahoma Sooners.
Not good news for Oklahoma center Troy Everett, who will miss the remainder of the season. The senior captain is done. Season-ending injury before the Week 3 game against Temple. He is out for the year. Same injury, other knee, according to Brent Venables. That cost him time about a year and a half ago. Sooners open SEC play in Norman Saturday against Auburn.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
And Tennessee will be shorthanded at wide receiver against UAB. Josh Heupel confirming Radarius Jackson will be out for the Vols when they host the Blazers on Saturday. Took a hit on his shoulder on a third down catch. It was his only snap on offense against Georgia. 6'2", 210-pounder. One of Tennessee's top backups at receiver, along with Travis Smith Jr. So not a lot of numbers at wide receiver for the Vols, and they're down another one. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Going tomorrow. Got my latest cycle of BPC 157 came in, so I'll be over at Goodwood tomorrow. I'll be doing my my blood labs, twice a year blood labs. I'll be there. Of course, when you're on hormone therapy, they do every 6 month blood labs, 4 to 6 months, just to make sure that everything's looking at your numbers, making sure everything's trending the way it should. So I'll be over there tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you there. Come on in. YourGoodwood.com. They're on Drusilla. YourGoodwood.com. Set your consultation. Maybe I'll see you there tomorrow morning. All right, to tap to further review. You probably noticed on Tuesday night that the SEC and the University of Florida issued a joint statement, suspending Florida assistant coach Jabbar Juluke for 3 games because of his role in that pregame altercation, on Saturday with the Tigers and the Gators. We've seen a lot of video of it. And now we have video of the moment that caused Juluke's suspension. The report or the release from the SEC included a quote from Juluke where he was apologizing to an LSU student athlete, but they did not say for what he was suspended. Well, now we know. There is video, and this happened live on ABC and ESPN in one of the check-ins, about an hour and 15 minutes before the game. They go check in, the pregame warm-ups and all that. Well, they have a dust-up here, and it's clear as day if you've seen the video and if you're watching with us, Juluke is right in the middle here with the black cap and the black shirt, and he's face-to-face with Joel Rogers, who's here with those are actually Our Lady of the Lake headphones that Garrett Nussmeier and Our Lady of the Lake gave to all the LSU players. But they're face-to-face here, and right as this frame starts, you're going to see Jabbar Juluke open hand slaps Joel Rogers right in the face. I mean, just slapped him right in the face. And that's what caused that first fracas. They separated, and then there was another sort of incident in the north end zone later. I'm here to tell you, the University of Florida and the Southeastern Conference are freaking cowards. You're cowards, and you're wrong. In what world, in what reality, is it acceptable for an adult in a position of leadership and authority over young people, like a coach, to lay their hands on anyone, let alone another young person? Y'all, it is one thing to read about an incident or hear about an incident, but video changes everything. Ask Ray Rice. I'm not saying this elevates the level of what happened with Ray Rice, but you can read the words domestic violence, but then when you see Ray Rice close fist punch his fiance, knock her unconscious, and drag her out of an elevator, it brought new meaning to all that. It was a picture that no one could forget. Mike Rice at Rutgers abusing his players. When we saw that practice video, he got fired. Take it away from sports. What if it was like what if it's like a car wreck? You can read about a car wreck, but if you're standing or sitting at a red light and you see 2 cars collide, it's jarring. Like when you see something, it's different. You see Jabbar Juluke, which, by the way, why are you even on the LSU sideline to begin with? And then why are you laying hands on a young person? The University of Florida and the Southeastern Conference, epic failure by only issuing him a 3-game suspension. He should be fired immediately. Let me not mince words. Let nobody be unclear with where I am coming from. Jabbar Juluke should not have even gotten on the bus to the airport. He shouldn't have even coached the game. The second they knew about this, fired immediately. Absolutely absurd. Can you imagine? Take it a different way. For anybody who might be sitting there going, oh, heat of the moment, he made a mistake. Bull crap. A mistake is you turn left instead of right. You thought you had the right directions, you didn't. He made a decision, a conscious choice, and he made a poor one. And all of our actions have consequences. And his should be that he is fired. What if that was your child? Put yourself in that frame of mind. What if you're sitting there in the stands going to watch your son or daughter play a sport? Or you're watching on TV after the fact or on Twitter, and you see somebody, an adult in a position of authority, open hand slap your child, strike your child in the face. Brother, I'm going to tell you what. I get pissed off talking about the New Orleans Saints general manager. What you think I'm going to feel like if I watch something? I dare lay a hand on my child. Lay a finger on my child and see what happens. You know, everyone who's a father, you know exactly where I'm coming from. You like, that is your duty in life to provide for and protect your children. And you entrust your children to these adults to lead and guide them. And this man strikes a young person. No. By only giving him a 3-game suspension, you're saying that's okay. Look, Jabar. You know, you can't do that. Look, take 3 games. Think about your actions. Like, this isn't a player. This isn't another young person who made a foolish decision. This is a 50-year-old man who's been coaching for 30 years. He's popping a kid in the face before the game? Shame on Greg Sankey. Shame on Billy Napier. Shame on Scott Strickland. Shame on everyone in a position of authority who didn't run his ass off the millisecond they heard about this. There is no justification at all whatsoever for this behavior. Jabbar Juluke should have been fired instantly, and I don't give a damn. Any of you who live in New Orleans, who've known Jabbar since the 90s, I don't give a damn. Save it. I'm not saying he's a terrible person. What I'm telling you is he should have cost himself a job. And anyone that would hire him in the future better think long and damn hard about it, because I wouldn't let my kid play for him ever. Slapping a kid in the face before a game. And the adults that let it pass. Unbelievable, unacceptable, disgusting, and disgraceful in every single way. And anyone who thinks I'm going too hard, how about we do this? How about we take your child, put him on the 50-yard line at Tiger Stadium, let Jabbar Juluke slap them in the face? How'd you feel? I bet you'd be singing a different tune. Disgusting. Absolutely filthy, disgusting, Florida. Billy Napier, Scott Strickland, Greg Sankey, all of you. Disgusting. Because you're giving tacit approval to this. Slapping a kid in the face. You got to be kidding me. Jabbar Juluke. Jack Pyburn's right there. He's lucky Jack Pyburn didn't beat the ever-living hell out of him. Slapping a kid in the face. Got to be kidding me. I hope everyone listening right now goes onto social media, finds that video, retweets it, shares it, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Get that thing going viral and put a ton of pressure on these losers these adult losers who apparently don't want to do the right thing and protect the young people who they're hired to serve and protect. What an example. What a role model. What a great display of all the things that you love to see in sports, right? What a great display of sportsmanship, of level-headedness, of competitiveness. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to slap you right in the face. 50-year-old man. Kick rocks, loser. Fire him. Fire his ass right now. Say AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance, Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet. 2 great hotels. Watermark, voted by you the best hotel in the best of 225. Going to celebrate its centennial next month, as we've told you about plenty. Of course, the Renaissance is right there on Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and that's where the LSU Tigers will be in just a couple of days. That is LSU's home away from home when the Tigers are at home. Every Friday before a home football game, the LSU Tigers stay at Renaissance Baton Rouge. They got plenty of rooms for the whole team and the staff. They've got plenty of office space as well. The 500-person ballroom where they can have team meals and team meetings and prayer services if they want. And then they can have their breakout rooms for position groups as well for all those meetings. It's perfect for that. It's perfect for whatever event you got coming as well. If it's a wedding reception, if it's an awards banquet, if it's a fundraiser, remember, Renaissance Baton Rouge right there on Bluebonnet. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
All right, we got to go quick because I yelled a lot about Jabbar Juluke and totally lost track of time. Taylor, how are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, we literally have 3 minutes, and it's my fault, but I went off on Jabbar Juluke, and I went long.
That's terrible, man. You shouldn't be hitting players.
Bro, what if he hit your son? I mean,
I would lose it.
What are we talking about? Like, how in the hell? 3-game suspension? It's just, don't get me started again. I'm very proud of myself, though. I came close to a few F's and S's, and I held them back. So I'm very proud of myself.
Good.
Yeah, I did very good.
Awesome.
Hey, what's new?
We got a new Knob Creek pick, and the Knob Creek picks are barrel proof now.
Let's
they usually
go. Okay.
They were they all used to be 120 proof, and granted, this is less than 120 proof, but now their whole program is barrel proof, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Because when we tried stuff before, we weren't necessarily trying it at the right proof, and it was a little different usually. So I think that's a cool thing that they've done, and it's $70.
Very cool. Dude, Knob Creek is awesome. I know we talk about it a ton here. You get a Knob Creek store pick. That's awesome.
Knob Creek's my first love. That's where I fell in love with bourbon. I fell in love with bourbon picking a Knob Creek barrel 12 years ago. So
I believe that could happen. Hey, look, Friday, we're going to be doing the show over at Don Juan, partnered with Sagamore Spirit Rye. Do y'all carry Sagamore Spirit? Have you heard of it?
Yeah, we don't have any of their stuff right now, but we have in the past, yeah.
What do you know about it? I know it's a Maryland-based rye. Apparently, East Coast rye is a very the origins, very common thing. What can you tell us?
Well, especially up in up there in the Northeast, rye grows in cold climate very well. So up in the Northeast, that's where you're going to get good rye. In Canada too. Canada's got great rye. But they've got a bunch of marks, and they do a bottle and bond, I know for sure. And I've had their stuff; it's good. It didn't really sell at the store for some reason.
Well, we're gonna see if we can change that. I've never tried it, and actually, April Burkholder, the gymnast who's now Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, April Burkholder. She lives in Houston, but she's their rep. It's Disaronno, it's their company, and they're trying to push that here. I was like, come on! So we're gonna do an event Friday over at Don Juan. We'll do some sampling. I'm really excited to try it. I mean, I love rye. So I'm really excited.
What time is the event?
AFR is going to be at Don Juan from 3 to 6.
Oh, AFR. Okay.
Yeah, AFR will be at. Yeah, come on, man. AFR will be there at Don Juan from 3 to 6 with Sagamore Spirit. So we'll be doing tastings and craft cocktails and all different kind of stuff. So man, I encourage everybody to come on out, man. It'll be I think it'll be a good day. So I don't know. Hopefully, if y'all can get it, man, that'd be great. I'd love to sample some of it too in the future.
Yeah.
So. All right, man. Look, I know I ran us up against the clock. We didn't get questions. That's my fault. I'll do better next week. I'm sorry.
Man.
All right, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Thank you. That's Taylor. That's Taylor Calandro from Calandro's. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. They lit the fuse on the Jabbar Juluke thing, and I went off, and I ran out of time with Taylor. All right, we're heading up to Seattle. Michael Bumpus covers the Seahawks. He's with us. We'll get a little look across the field for the New Orleans Saints when we come back on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. Tell you every day, if you go to the website, that's the best place to start because it used to be. I remember when I got my first car when I was in college. My dad and I went to we spent a Saturday and went to 5 different dealerships. I remember I drove a Camaro, some Infiniti, a little bitty, a G20, a tiny Infiniti. We drove I ended up getting a Nissan Xterra. Anyway, the point is you would go to 5 different dealerships and drive and test drive and haggle. That's just, nobody does that anymore. You go online. So go online, southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Do it right now. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, you've heard me talk about Volkswagens, you've never considered a Volkswagen, this is the time. They got amazing deals, shop the specials, work out finance, do it all online at southpointvw.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always. No paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels will not practice any earlier than Friday while recovering from an injured knee. Coach Dan Quinn said Daniels went through a rehab session and threw on the field today, but didn't take part in work with teammates. His status Sunday versus the Raiders remains uncertain. If Daniels is out, Marcus Mariota starts for Washington. Jets quarterback Justin Fields, dealing with a concussion, will not play against the Buccaneers this week. Tyrod Taylor gets the call in his place for coach Aaron Glenn.
The fact that he's been in this league for a long time, there's no coverage, there's no pressure that he hasn't seen. So that's why I have confidence in him. And he's a very studious person, good athlete, again, been around this league for a long time. There's no better player that you would want as your backup quarterback than him at this point in time.
Injured Bills linebacker Matt Milano and defensive tackle Ed Oliver both out tomorrow night against the Dolphins. Baseball, the Cubs clinched a playoff berth for the first time in 5 years with an 8-4 victory over the Pirates. Chicago currently holding on to the top NL wildcard spot.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Thursday. The Dolphins are staring at being 0-3 to start the season, so is it time for Dolphins fans to admit that Tua isn't the answer? It's unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's rock!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Sam Acho, ESPN, he'll be here in 13 minutes from right now. Russ Mitchell next hour. Ton to do. Glad you're hanging out. Saints heading up to the Pacific Northwest. They'll take on the Seahawks Sunday. Great chance to check up with Michael Bumpus from Seattle Sports, Bump and Stacy show. He's also the host on Seahawks Radio. It's been a minute since we've had a chance to talk to him. Saints and Seahawks don't play very often, but good opportunity to have Michael back on the show. Yo, man, thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing down there?
Doing well. Man, you're about to come on and we're in the break, and Musso reminded me, I don't remember this, but he said that one of the times we had you on prior, you were telling us about being recruited to LSU by Nick Saban. Do you have a Nick Saban LSU recruit story that has just completely gone into a black hole in my brain?
Oh man, yeah. So obviously I'm from Southern California. My dad lives in Mississippi, so when I was going through the recruiting process, I'm looking at LSU, and I go over there. I went to a practice. I remember seeing a skinny Jamarcus Russell at the time. They're gassing him up to me, telling me he's going to be the greatest quarterback to come out of LSU, and we all know how that happened. But the deterrent factor for me for not picking LSU was just I thought Nick Saban was a madman. I'm from California. I'm laid back. And I go, you know what? This ain't my cup of tea. But it all worked out for everybody.
It did. You actually would have ended up playing for Les Miles for the majority of your career had you ended up in Baton Rouge. But a good career at Wazoo, and man, we appreciate a couple of minutes. Hey, look, it's been been an interesting tale of 2 weeks for the Seahawks. I mean, losing at home to the Niners and then blowing the doors off of Pittsburgh on the road makes sense of what's happened these 2 weeks in Seattle.
Yeah, well, with the 49ers, you just didn't take advantage of opportunities. You had 2 interceptions, one by Josh Jobe, a corner who's fighting to stay on this roster, one by Ernest Jones, the linebacker that we know here. You block a field goal, the Niners miss a field goal, and you just don't capitalize. And then I think the glaring thing was just the run game. Everyone was under the impression that with Kubiak, you'd be able to run the football, there'd be play action, and you just didn't see much of that during the Niners game. Actually, only 2 play action attempts during the Niners game, and people are scratching their head talking about what's going on here. So then it was about adjustments. That second week, you established the run. I liked how they got away from the outside zone. You still have to run it because that's the base of their offense, but they started to attack the middle of the defense. And I think that getting that double team on that one tech early and allowing K9 and Charbonnet to work opened everything up because now you got the play action pass. Cooper Kupp is involved. It's like you went from something like a group project week 2, and that week 1 was like the smartest person on the team or in the group project just tried to take over and do it themselves. You know how this game is, man. You need everyone to get involved. So I think it was adjustments being made.
I love the analogy, man. I'm glad you brought up Clint Kubiak. He was obviously in New Orleans a week or a year ago. I wanted to talk about that. Outside zone is something we spent so much time talking about. So how has that transition with Clint Kubiak gone in this offseason? Is the personnel there to run the type of offense he wants?
I think it's there, but I think it's going to take some time. I also think that the thing that hurt the Seahawks week 1 with that outside zone, you would think it'd be that overhang, that edge, or someone blowing stuff up. It was actually the one tech getting this penetration in the backfield. So with the 49ers, they were slanting at the right time and getting back there. Salah did a great job there and just messing up the timings. Now the running back has the football. He's got to bounce it a little wider than he wants to, and he couldn't really get downhill. To where last week you played against a one tech that was kind of like, I'm just going to read. I'm trying to fill the gap, and I'm trying to read. So the big adjustment is going to be is can you get bodies on those interior linemen now? Because when you start getting outside, everyone starts to flow outside. You can have a tight end who's kicking out that wide 9 or that end, and the running back will make you right. If you can't take care of the guys in the middle, you stand no chance. So I think a lot of people here are looking at our center, Sundell, Gray Zabel, the number 18 pick, and then Anthony Bradford. If they could be great with the combos, I think it has a chance. So I think the personnel is there. Now it just comes down to teaching it and repping it and just keep doing it over and over again.
Anthony Bradford, of course, someone that people in these parts know well from his time as a Tiger. What's been the early returns on Sam Darnold?
Yeah, it's been mixed reviews. That first game, you don't throw any touchdowns, any interceptions. If you are a football nerd, you're looking at PFF and looking at the grades, and they graded him out as one of the better quarterbacks that week. I thought he made good decisions. Me, fellas, I look at tape, and I make my decisions there. I would agree. He didn't make any bad decisions, and there wasn't a lot for them out there. The receivers didn't do a great job winning against man. So now you get into week 2, and we know why was Sam Darnold so successful with the Vikings. One, you got one of the best receivers in the game, and Justin Jefferson, got Addison and Hawkinson there as well. But it was because of the influence of the play action. You have to get under center. You have to expose the football, show those linebackers that you may be handing the football off, and get them to make false steps. So that very first drive last week when they go down the field and Horton, our rookie receiver, scores his first touchdown, we saw play action. It's really that simple. You look at the best offenses in this game right now. It's the deception. It's the influence of the play action. That's where Sam Darnold operates the best. And he can make some throws, fellas. If he has a clean pocket, and even if he doesn't have a clean pocket, if he knows where he's going with the football, he can make some throws. So it was just the connectivity of the run, the play action, and the pass.
Michael Bumpus is with us from Seattle Sports, also to Seahawks Radio. He's the host there for their pre and post. Is there a weakness on that offense, something that maybe could cost them against New Orleans?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out the consistency of this offensive line. I mentioned Anthony Bradford. Love the dude. I hate calling out guys, me being a former player. It's tough, but you got to do it. Yeah. He's just not finishing blocks at this moment. And then there were a couple of times where the guy we just signed, Abe Lucas, got dominated week 1 against Nick Bosa. I'm trying to tell people that's what Nick Bosa does. He's one of the best in the game. You're not going to be perfect against him. So I think the weakness right now is just seeing if this offensive line can put some plays together. And honestly, if Kubiak can call plays that marry everything. We've only seen him for 2 weeks. So from week 1 to 2, there was a great adjustment. I love the way he called the game. So now week 2 to 3, when you're playing against a team in the Saints who understands your offense and has 2 weeks of film. So the weakness will just be the unknown, consistency with the offensive line, and then if Kubiak can continue to grow and connect the plays.
Flip it to the other side of the ball. I mean, there's obviously some names that we know. I mean, Nick Emenwari, you played at South Carolina. A lot of people here got a look at him, up close. There's Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy. So, I mean, there's a lot of names that we know. DeMarcus Lawrence. What is notable, like the notable strength of this Seattle defense as it's starting to establish here through 2 weeks?
Man, it is whatever makes any defense you can think of in the history of football great. It's the guys in the box, man. I mean, Byron Murphy had his best game as a pro last week, 1.5 sacks. He had half a sack his rookie season. You have Jay Reed, who found the youth. You have Leonard Williams, who I pointed this out. He threw a man who was 6'6", 315 pounds to the ground like he was a DB. Just the violence that these guys are playing with right now, it's crazy. Like, we expected them to be good, but not this good and this violent this quickly. So when you're able to handle the big-on-big matchup and your linebackers are flying around, that means the guys on the back end are able to focus on what they do best, which is play the football in the air. So, no, I think it starts with the bigs, man. It's ridiculous that Leonard Williams isn't regarded by a lot of people as one of the best interior defensive linemen in the game. Because if you turn on that film, he might not be making all the tackles. He might not be sacking the quarterback at a high clip right now, at least, but he is jacking the game up.
I mean, we all remember him from SC. I mean, he's a dude that came in with a ton of hype. And, the Saints right now with a shaky offensive line, that's, I think, where everyone here might be a little iffy going into this ballgame. Is there anything defensively that New Orleans might try to exploit?
I think you got to find ways to get your guy Granderson in advantageous matchups. I think he looks good when he's in that wide 9, wide 7. When he starts his little wind-up, kind of like I call it like a receiver release, right? I got some space to kind of close the gap on these tackles. Because, we have some good tackles in Charles Cross and Abe Lucas, but if you can get those guys on their heels and disrupt things, that's where you really mess up the timing of things, especially if we're doing that play-action boot. And just being disciplined on that edge. If you are on the back end of a boot, instead of crashing down and getting parallel to the line of scrimmage, you got to be patient. And if you can do that, I think that's how you get to Sam Darnold. We saw last week on a 4th and 1, 4th and 2. The Steelers were disciplined. You do a play action fake. Sam's rolling to the left. He panics a little bit, tosses one up. Hayward tips the football, and Herbig gets the interception. I think that's how you disrupt what the Seahawks want to do. Is that when the play action is there, you just get your hands up, you get in his face, and make him be decisive. I think because the Saints are top 3 in the league when it comes to sacks. I believe Granderson is tied with 3.5 with Myles Garrett and all the greats over there. You just have to lean on that. I'm not really too worried about the interior defensive linemen. No disrespect to those dudes. I think that's a favorable matchup, even though I did talk about Anthony Bradford and his struggles. I'm more worried about the edges. If the edges can disrupt things, that's how you get to this offense.
Seahawks are a 7.5-point favorite at home. Tough place to play. New Orleans, not super great right now. The vibes aren't super great down here right now, Michael. But if there is a blueprint for Seattle to move to 2-1, what does it look like Sunday?
It looks like making Spencer Rattler look like that guy we saw on the Netflix special QB1. Get him frustrated, get him second-guessing himself. So far, he's done a decent job. No interceptions, 3 touchdowns. But you gotta rattle the Rattler, man. You gotta make him turn that football over, and I think you have a good chance of doing that. But I also tell people he's sneaky athletic, man. I put him right above like Brock Purdy when it comes to his pocket movement. Brock Purdy, man, is so unassuming, but that first step is vision. I think Spencer has a little bit of that in him. So I think you have to lean on the defense. The defense in the run game. It's so boring when I talk about what the Seahawks need to do to win ball games, because it's been the same ever since football has been invented. Play good defense, run the dang football, and everything else is going to open up. But I like that profile for this team.
He is Michael Bumpus, Seattle Sports, Bump and Stacy, also on Seahawks Radio, giving us a little insight, man. Thanks for the Nick Saban story as well, man. It would have been great to have you in the purple and gold. Hey, we could Good.
And would have walked away with a ring or two, that's for sure.
Hey, man, we appreciate the time. Thank you.
All right, guys, take care.
See you. That's Michael Bumpus. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by, speaking of rings, we're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. You can get you a ring. Maybe not a championship ring, but they can get you an engagement ring. How about that? Sometimes things just work out well like that. How about that segue? Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. Gents, thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. With 10 locations, 2 in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, Shreveport. Because they're buying for 10 different stores, they have the buying power to get a great selection and a great price. It's not like the boutique jewelers where the selection isn't great and it's overpriced, or the big box stores that are really just a cookie cutter, a big box store impersonal experience. Go to Lee Michaels. You'll be thrilled you did. They've completely perfected customer service. They've got the great selection. They want her to be thrilled, and they'll never pressure you into feeling like you have to buy something. Go try on 1,000 rings. Make 10 trips into the store, whatever you got to do. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. It's the reason they've been around for 40 years. LMFJ.com. LMFJ. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Russ Mitchell next hour. I am going to circle back to the Saints because something we didn't get to on Monday was the Saints trade over the weekend for Jalen Polk. So I do want to get some thoughts on that. We'll knock out a break, come back. Sam Acho of ESPN is going to be with us on behalf of All-State's Good Works team. But I do want to get some thoughts on the SEC so far from Sam. Quarterback play so far, his thoughts on this LSU defense. We'll dive into that with Sam Acho when we continue here on AFR.
AFR.
If you want to buy a home, you probably need to sell yours first. Well, if you need to sell your home, you need to know what it's worth. So how do you figure out what your home is worth? Well, I got a great idea. You do it in about 30 seconds, and it's totally free. No catch. Like, seriously, it's totally free. And you do this in just as quickly as you can punch into a search engine, agent225.com. Do it right now. Let's do it together. Grab your phone. If you're driving, don't do this. But grab your phone, or if you're at a desktop, just punch in agent225.com, agent225.com. You'll see home value right there on the bottom of the homepage. Or if you're on mobile, just scroll a little bit and you'll see where it says home value, gold letters, home value. Just type in your street address. 30 seconds or less, just as quickly as you can type in your address. Boom. It'll populate, tell you exactly how much your home is worth. And Darren uses local market data to give you a more accurate reflection of your home value. And it's totally free. It's at agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country. in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
We roll along. Very pleased to welcome Sam Acho to the show. Of course, former Texas linebacker, NFL, now, of course, on ESPN. You hear him and see him everywhere, and he's with us today on behalf of Allstate and the Allstate Good Works team. Sam, we appreciate it, man. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. I want to talk a good bit about what you're doing and the great stuff with Allstate. I got to get a few football questions in first. People here in Baton Rouge, naturally, are pretty pumped about this Blake Baker defense, something you know a lot about. If I asked you, give me a word that describes your biggest takeaway from LSU defensively through the first 3 weeks, what would you say?
Strategic. I would say strategic. And I go back to that week 1 game versus Clemson and Harold Perkins essentially winning the game at the end with that. I don't know if it was a sack or a pressure on Cade Klubnik. I would say they're more strategic. Blake Baker, I know from my time at Texas, we have a relationship, and I got a chance to call LSU's game versus Baylor last year, and obviously watching him in that defense. They've gotten a lot better from a talent perspective. They understand the defense better, but football is more than just about talent and more about, X's and O's. It's also about Jimmys and Joes, right? And so you're getting the right Jimmys and Joes in the right positions to make the right play. So I was impressed by the strategy now that Blake Baker's able to implement, now that people have a better understanding of the defense and he has the people in place to be effective.
What position would you like to play in that defense?
I'd love to be on the edge. I've always been in a defensive end, outside linebacker. I was a defensive tackle when I was younger, right? Like 5th, 6th, 7th grade, something like that.
Right.
I'd love to be on the edge of that defense just because, I love rushing the quarterback and love sacking quarterbacks and also love dropping in coverage, but I feel good on the edge. So no matter what defense it is, I want to be on the edge.
Is there a style of offense that you think could give that defense trouble?
I wouldn't say a style, but last year we did see early in the season, there was a lot of oftentimes shifts in motion gave the defense trouble when it came to stopping the run. That was definitely glaring and noticeable and obvious. Now it got significantly better, and LSU ended the season right around the middle when it came to stopping the run versus shifts and motions. But some of these teams that do a ton of shifting and a ton of motioning before the snap, if you don't understand the defense at a really basic level, it can be easy to have a misalignment or miscommunication. So I would still say offenses that do a lot of shifting and motioning can be difficult because it causes defenses to communicate, and it could easily cause a breakdown.
Sam Acho is with us on behalf of the Allstate Good Works team, a 2010 member of the Allstate Good Works team. We'll tell you a little bit more about how you can get involved and vote in just a second. I bumped into you at SEC Media Days. I know you do a million interviews, but I'm always interested in this, Sam. I go to Media Days every year with sort of maybe a preconceived idea, and then I try to get a deeper understanding of every other team in the league, and I'll come away with things that I think I know. Is there anything you thought then or going into this season that through 3 weeks ago, maybe I missed there? Player, coach, team, anything?
Yeah, I'd say Mississippi State and Jeff Lebby. I remember listening to his press conference at SEC Media Day and seeing how much Mississippi State struggled last year, knowing how much they struggled, 2-10 overall, didn't get an SEC win. I listened to his interview with a bit of pessimism. And then all of a sudden, I got a chance actually to call their first game. It was Mississippi State playing Southern Miss at Southern Miss. And it wasn't the cleanest game, but there was a sense of, okay, we can be good. Before last year, defensively, there wasn't that. It was very much like, man, stuff kept on going wrong. Soft against the run. Offensively, obviously, Blake Shapen was injured. But this year, it was a sense of confidence of, no, we know that we are better than what we put on tape last year. There's history of Jeff Lebby's offenses year 2 having a huge jump, whether at UCF or Oklahoma. But it wasn't just that impressed me. It was the defense. I didn't know they were going to be this much better.
Sam, another thing that we've talked so much about in the league coming in, it seemed like a narrative was this was going to be maybe the best quarterback league since 2013, best quarterback year in the SEC since 2013, when you had Manziel and McCarron and Aaron Murray and Connor Shaw and James Franklin at Missouri and Mettenberger. Great year. But Sellers, Arch, Lagway, even Garrett Nussmeier, it's been a little bit of a slow start. If I asked you today, who's the best quarterback in the SEC, who would you take?
Oh, John Mateer.
You think of 3-game samples? Or let me ask it a different way. What about Mateer has been maybe most impressive coming from Washington State to OU?
He's carried over everything he did at Washington State, and he carried it over here to the SEC. And I understand SEC play is getting ready to start, but he played Michigan, and he made them look, pedestrian at times with what he did as an individual. So I've been extremely impressed by his athleticism. I'm extremely impressed by his arm. He does put the ball in harm's way at times, but he's got a sense of confidence to him where, and it shows up on his tape in high school, some of the stuff he was doing, making people look silly. So John Mateer has been most impressive, and currently I say he's the best quarterback in the SEC. If you got to redo, and today you got to pick which 2 teams you think play in Atlanta for the SEC championship, who'd you pick? Oh, it's early, right? It's early to say Oklahoma because they haven't played their SEC yet. And Texas isn't looking great right now. Georgia, it cut you a little bit to say Texas isn't looking great right now, didn't it? No, I didn't. It's honest. Yeah, it's honest. Yeah. Georgia and TBD. TBD. I need to see some from everybody else. Sam, I got one more for you, but first, let's talk a little bit about the All-State Good Works team. What did it mean to you? It's been 15 years, but I don't mean to age you with that, but it's been 15 years since you were on the All-State Good Works team. What did that mean to you back then? It meant everything. Of course, I played a national championship at Texas, and I wanted to go to the NFL, and all those things are my goals and dreams, but there was still so much work I was doing in the community and my teammates as well. So to get recognized as a member of the 2010 All-State AFCA Good Works team and to be able to win the All-State Warfel Trophy back in 2010, it was everything. I remember getting the call from Danny Warfel, and I think I might have been in New York actually for a different award ceremony, and being like, dude, Danny Warfel's calling me, number one, and number two, like, you think I'm worthy of this award? And so, yeah, it was 15 years ago, but that's why I still stay involved, because right now there's 22 student athletes a part of the 2025 All-State AFCA Good Works team and a coach, SEC players, some of them. To your point, Michael Taft, who plays at Texas, who's a walk-on All-American now. He does work in the community. Every tackle he makes, he's donating money to fentanyl awareness. Brent Venables is the honorary coach, another SEC individual who's doing work. So for me, I get so impressed, and I would even tell people who want to learn more, and also who want to get involved, go to ESPN.com/Allstate to learn more about the work the players are doing, and also to vote on who you think should be the All-State AFCA Good Works team captain, because that captain wins the All-State Warfel Trophy. So if you want to make a guy like me happy, go ahead and go to ESPN.com/Allstate. You can vote for the next Warfel Trophy winner for Allstate. Another guy that LSU fans remember, Adam Randall, who they played against week 1 Clemson's also on the All-State Good Works team. So you can check that out again, ESPN.com/Allstate, ESPN.com/Allstate if you want to vote. Okay, before you go, you got to play in Arizona with 2 of the all-time LSU greats, Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Mathieu. I would love a story or an impression of what it was like playing with those 2 guys. Yeah, I'll start with Ty. He's just a consummate pro. I watched him when I was in the NFL. He was in college, and I'm like, the Honey Badger fears no man. I'm like, dude, this guy's a freaking baller. But then you meet him, he's got such a sense of level-headedness to him. Like, I remember we'd be in the locker room, be in the training facility, having all these big old arguments. Man, who's the best? Is it Kobe? Is it LeBron? We all go ask Ty, and Ty would just have this level-headed response, like it's not about who's the best, or he's like, dude, let's just go to work, kind of a thing. It was impressive, just his demeanor. And then with Pat P, I was just impressed by his one-handed interceptions, right? Like, he had one-handed picks in practice. I was like, dude, are you a receiver, and how are you doing that? And also his work in the community, to be totally honest. Pat P, after every practice, he would go and sign every single person's autograph during training camp. So you think about, like, you hear about all these players and their accolades on the field, But that's why I love the All-State AFCA Good Works team, because we get a chance to highlight players off the field as well. You get a chance to hear those stories of guys like Pat P or Tyrann Mathieu, we're talking about, but also some of the players on this team as well, Nolan Ulm and Chandler Rivers, Michael Taft, Brent Venables. You can hear their stories that people don't get a chance to hear often.
And you can go find out more at ESPN.com/Allstate. That's ESPN.com/Allstate. He is Sam Acho with us on behalf of the Allstate Good Works team. Sam, we appreciate it, man. Continued success. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate Sam Acho making time for us earlier today. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, FirstSouthLand.com, FirstSouthLand.com. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Love telling you about First South Farm Credit because they're local. They've been local for more than 100 years, since 1916, through 2 world wars, through the Great Depression, economic upticks and downturns. They've been steady, natural disasters, and they've been there for our communities. And I love the way that they serve their customers, their clients. I remember having this conversation with Ben 3 years ago. He's like, we first started doing business together, and he said, if we ever get to a point where, we think there's an opportunity to refi, to adjust and get you a better rate and better price, we'll call you and tell you that. And they told one customer that, and he kind of called BS. And about a year later, sure enough, they were able to call him and say, hey, look, we can readjust here and save you this. And the guy was like, you maybe use some choice words, but you actually did it. They're great to work with, and you'll understand it. They live where you live, work where you live. It's First South Farm Credit. They've been helping Louisianians buy land for 100 years. It's FirstSouthLand.com. Make your first call to First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. That's FirstSouthLand.com. Okay, y'all. It is After Further Review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Steve Wiltfong was here last hour, if you missed him. Talked a little bit about Steve Wiltfong, National Recruiting and Transfer Portal Director for On3 and Rivals. We talked about LSU, landing Peyton Houston. What does that mean about Elijah Haven? What does it mean for Colton Nussmeier? Can they flip Landon Duckworth for the class of 26? All that future quarterback talk. That's on demand if you missed it. Of course, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Michael Bumpus just a minute ago, talking Seattle Seahawks. You just heard Sam Acho, and Russ Mitchell's coming up here in 45 minutes, so a ton to do. Let me not get a break. When we come back, the Saints over the weekend traded for Jalen Polk. And we didn't have a chance just with a busy Monday to get into this, but I do want to give you some thoughts on the Saints making that deal for the former second-round pick out of Washington. So we'll get to that when we come back, and Tigers and the Pros in about 15 minutes. Stick around. It's AFR.
After Further Review.
Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. I'll be there tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I got a text today alerting me my shipment came in. So my next cycle of BPC 157 is in. And I'm telling you, this has been transformative for me, man. I have dealt with chronic back pain for almost my whole life, for almost as long as I can remember. Like, quite literally, I remember in 1996 watching the Warren Morris home run, laying with a heating pad on my back. So, I mean, like, for a long time. And I finished my second cycle of BPC 157, and it's pretty amazing. I mean, I've gone more than a month now without taking Advil, which never happens. So it's been transformative for me. If you have an injury, if you're coming back, overcoming or recovering from a surgery or something like that, or chronic pain, BPC 157 could be transformative for you. Isn't it worth a call? Visit yourgoodwood.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Jabbar Juluke, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails, someone's winning tickets to the game, and of course a fine premium cigar. Friday's AFR, presented by Sagamore Spirit.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Glad you're with us. Always appreciate our friends at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Yeah, I get it. Funny logo, funny name, all that stuff. You want to feel your best inside out, they can help. Hormone replacement therapy, tons of peptides as well. Check them out. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Yourgoodwood.com. Over the weekend, the New Orleans Saints did something that many people lambasted them for, because it is a very New Orleans Saints thing to trade for a receiver that's on IR. It is. But the Saints did that on Saturday. New Orleans sent a 2027 sixth-round pick to New England for Jalen Polk and a 2028 seventh-round pick. So you're talking late-round picks and a player swap. And if you're not familiar, Jalen Polk was a second-round pick a year ago, number 37 overall. Remember Jalen Polk from Washington? He was on that team with Michael Penix, a great team that went to the national championship game. He was drafted by New England, 37th overall, so early second-round pick. And the Saints liked him a lot in the pre-draft process. Well, after a year that was kind of defined by some dropsies, now New England, and an injury, New England's cutting bait. They're sending Polk to New Orleans. Again, the Saints are getting Polk and a 2028 seventh-round pick in exchange for a 2027 sixth-round pick. So you're sending a 6 for a player and a 7. Here was Kellen Moore. This was post-game, as a matter of fact, after they lost to the 49ers, but it was the first time, because this happened on a Saturday, it was the first time that the media had a chance to talk to Kellen Moore about it.
Jalen's obviously on injured reserve already, so he was already on injured reserve with New England, so we were able to acquire him. We're really excited about that. He was, everyone watched him coming out of the draft. Just last year, we felt like everyone, when I was in Philly, when the staff here was in New Orleans, obviously, everyone had great feedback on it. We felt like it was a great opportunity for the future to bring a guy in who we all think highly of. Add to that room. We feel like that room has, we just got a ton of depth in that room for certainly this year, and his becomes a factor in next year, and so that'll be a different experience there, but we feel like we're just adding to a really talented room right now.
Okay, so you consider you've got Olave, you've got Shaheed, you signed Brandon Cooks to a 2-year deal, you traded for Devon Vele, so you're building some numbers in that room. Now you add Jalen Polk as well. The flip side of it, remember, Gerard Mayo was the coach in New England a year ago when they drafted Jalen Polk. Now it's Mike Vrabel, so different different leadership there in the organization. Here was Vrabel on 98.5 The Sports Hub, why they traded Jalen Polk.
I just think that it's a good start for him somewhere else, and wish him the best. He worked extremely hard to get back and then was re-injured. So we weren't going to be without Jalen this year anyways, and we felt like what was best is to kind of give him a fresh start.
So Jalen Polk gets a fresh start. New England gets an asset for him. Remember, in New England, you've actually seen Kayshon Boutte emerge this year, which is a pleasant surprise for us as LSU fans and guys that watch Kayshon, but obviously for New England as well, maybe something they weren't counting on for him to play as well as he has. So just something worth filing away. When you think back to what Polk was coming out, you're talking about a guy at 6'1", 203 pounds, who was an explosive player at Washington. He started his career at Texas Tech in the COVID year, but then played 3 seasons at Washington. And in that year in 23, when they played for the Natty, he had 69 catches for 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns. I mean, really good player. That was an early second-round pick. Some people mocked him in round 1. So you get a high-ceiling guy here for a low amount. But the thing with Jalen Polk is the drops a year ago were really what hurt him. And that's what Gerard Mayo, again, this was from last October in his rookie year. This was his then head coach, Gerard Mayo, talking about Polk a year ago.
I think he just, he needs to get over this mental hump. You gotta eliminate the drop passes. You gotta be better blocking, which he did a great job in college at that. And at times throughout the season, he just has to continue to grow. He has to work harder. He has to pay more attention to the details. And we fully expect him to grow into a receiver that's dependable on run and pass downs.
Okay, so Gerard Mayo didn't have the opportunity to watch him develop. He got fired. A new coach comes in, and Mike Vrabel sends Jalen Polk to the New Orleans Saints. And so old Gumsmack and Mick sends future assets, again, for a player that you're not going to use this year. And you know what? Brace yourself. I love it. I love it. Muse, I love it.
I'm flabbergasted.
Miracles happen.
right in
Miracles
front
happen.
of my face.
World peace is possible.
It is.
Left and right can come together, red and blue, in harmonious harmony.
Sure. Yeah, there you go. Harmonious harmony.
Bama fans and Auburn fans can coexist.
They can.
Harvey Updike, no longer poisoning trees.
Oh, well.
It's possible.
He's also passed on. But yeah,
he's dead.
He's dead.
He is dead, yes.
So he's not
dead.
poisoning trees.
The Harvey Updikes of the future.
There we go.
It is possible, Muse, that dogs and cats can lie together.
Mm-hmm.
I am complimenting Mickey Loomis. I'm complimenting Gumsmack and Mick. Now, this may just be a very clear example of a blind squirrel finding a nut. He might not even be aware that this happened. He may be at some Italian restaurant in New Orleans drinking vino and eating the veal parm and not even aware that Kellen made this trade. That might have been what happened. I don't know. I don't know what Mick's doing. But if he had any say in this, I applaud him. Listen, I'm a big enough man, Muse, that I can compliment an adversary for a job well done.
Very mature.
It's true. I can. I'm the most competitive son of a bugger you'll ever meet in your life. I'm going to work real hard to beat you in everything I do. Not that I'm competing with Mickey Loomis and anything, but the point is, if you beat me, you earned it. And I can congratulate you for that. And if you're Mickey Loomis and you're doing your damnedest to run this organization straight into the ground, and somehow you slip up and actually do something that makes a lick of sense, I can compliment you for it. Attaboy, Mick. It's a miracle here. We call this a Miracle Monday on a Wednesday.
Okay, yeah.
It's a Wondrous Miracle Wednesday. A Miracle Wondrous Wednesday. A Wondrous Wednesday. I'm trying to make it work with alliteration.
Wondrous Wednesday. I like that.
But I want to work in miracle.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Muse. First of all, you're not winning anything this year. We know that. I've said it a million times. If they were making trades, giving up future assets for someone to try to help them win now, I would not be good with that. You're not winning anything this year. You stink. You're 0-2. You're going to be 0-3 after Sunday. You're going to be 0-4 after you go to Buffalo. There's new odds out. Kellen Moore has the best odds to be the last new coach to win a game. I do think they can beat either New York or New England in the Dome here in a few weeks. I think they could get one of those. But nonetheless, I'm not interested in giving up assets to try to win now. That's why I didn't like the Devon Vele trade. What are you doing? We'll see in time if that actually plays out. I think we got fleeced by Sean Payton on that one. But I like this one. You got a guy with a super high ceiling, 2 years left. We can take down the music. You got a guy with a super high ceiling. You got 2 years left on your rookie contract, so you're still getting him relatively inexpensive. You're going to get him in your organization, in your culture this year, get him healthy, come back, compete next year for a job, and all you gave up is a future 6, and you got a future 7, and so if Polk doesn't work out, that's okay. You basically did a pick swap. Now, you got a 7, they got a 6, but I would like to also remind you, have you ever taken a look at the New Orleans Saints' history of 6th-round draft picks?
No.
All right, let's run through some of this, okay? This year was Devin Neal. We're optimistic.
Yeah.
Probably misplaced when I run through some of this. Christian Boyd was a 6th-round pick. A.T. Perry was a 6th-round pick. How did that work out?
Oh, Lord. He's in Denver.
Jordan Jackson. Landon Young. Stop me if I hit on one. Saquon Hampton. Cameron Moore. You even know who that is?
I've never heard of Cameron Moore.
He was a cornerback. Cameron Moore was a cornerback out of Boston College. Didn't really work out. They had Boston Scott, who was a hit, but didn't stay here.
Not here, yeah.
You got rid of him, and he went somewhere else.
Philly.
Al-Qadim Muhammad.
I remember that name.
Yeah. Tavon Rooks, embarrassment out of Kansas State. Rufus Johnson out of Tarleton State.
Strong
Huge relative athletic score guy.
Was he at the Senior Bowl?
Probably. Andrew Tiller. Taylor Melhaff when they drafted a kicker, and that didn't work out out of Wisconsin naturally. Mike Haas, that was part of Sean Payton's first draft. Didn't he win the Biletnikoff at Oregon State that year? I think Mike Haas won the – they also drafted Josh Lay, same year, by the way, both 6th-round picks that year. Jason Jefferson, I don't even remember him. Another one from Wisconsin. Got to stop drafting Wisconsin guys. They finally hit on one in Ramczyk. I'll keep going if you're interested. Kareem Kelly. By the way, we're back to 2003 now. We're all the way back to – we have not found a 6th-rounder yet that the Saints have hit. Back to 2003.
Haas did win the Biletnikoff in 05.
How about your boy?
Yeah.
How about your boy, Muse? Can I get at that thing?
Yeah,
I mean, every now and again, Muse, I get a pull like that. You remember Mike Haas?
No.
He's a Wes Welker type.
Oh, get they?
He's a Wes Welker type, Mike Haas.
Man, the Saints took him from the Patriots?
Bill
had to be pissed.
JT O'Sullivan.
Okay.
O'Sullivan O'Sucks. John Gilmore. Mitch White. You have to go back to Mark Bulger in 2000, who was a 6th-round pick. You have to go back a quarter century before you find a hit on a 6th-round pick by the New Orleans Saints. So you send a 6 to New England for a guy that was gifted enough to be the 37th overall pick on a rookie deal with 2 years left, not compromising anything for this year, for the future to try to win this year. It's a future asset. I think Kellen probably sent Mick and Dennis Lauscha to go get a few glasses of wine and some veal parm, or maybe a steak, and said and just took the wheel for a little bit. That's what I think happened here. And they stumbled back in like, brilliant, Trey, look at what we did. It couldn't have been Mick who pulled this off. But I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. You surprised?
Yeah, I am. I'm very surprised, actually. Yep. If I woke up tomorrow morning with my head set on the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now.
Just about to say, the correct response is, Eddie, if I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be any more surprised than I am right now. Attaboy, Mick. Now back to your gum-smacking ways. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Is your AC acting up? Don't worry about it. Just call River City's 1 Hour Air. They're the best. That's what Ashley did. Her 5-star Google review reads, Mr. Saunier was incredibly helpful, promptly resolved our issue, ensuring my AC was back up and running smoothly. He demonstrated great respect for our home's customs, which prohibits shoes indoors. He diligently put on his shoe covers before entering and removed them each time he exited. This is a rare courtesy among professionals. By the way, I can confirm they do that not just at Ashley's house, where they have a custom about taking off your shoes. At our house, we don't have that custom, but they're still that courteous. They'll always put on shoe slip-over covers whenever they come into your home because they are very respectful. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Jabbar Juluke, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
You know, for all the complaining about the deep recesses and dark places on the internet, it can be a wonderful place as well. The NFL shared a video today that a family had posted on social media. It's a woman who's battling ovarian cancer who's a huge Devontae Smith fan. Well, the woman's daughter reached out to Devontae Smith's fiance on Instagram, and within a couple of hours, she arrived at the hospital to deliver a signed Devontae Smith jersey to this woman who's in the hospital battling ovarian cancer. And the moment between this woman and her daughter who's filming it is awesome. And the types of things that, when we do focus many times on negativity, renews your confidence that there are so many good people walking the face of planet Earth. And most of us are overtly good people that want to do right by others. And whenever we have a chance to shine a light on that, we're going to do it. So hat tip to Devontae Smith and his fiancee Maya. Beautiful gesture for this family who are very moved, and we are as well. So you can check that out. It's on social media if you want to see it. All right, Musso, Tigers and the Pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, Wednesday was the first time that Zach Taylor got in front of a microphone after the Bengals officially put Joe Burrow on IR. So naturally, he was asked about Joe Burrow. Taylor, as of Wednesday afternoon, did not have a timetable on when Burrow would be having the surgery to repair the turf toe on his left foot, but he also, again, did not eliminate the possibility that Burrow returns at some point in 2025. Again, that'd be about mid-December. When asked how long Joe could be out, he said, quote, at least the next 4 weeks, referencing the IR stint. It'll be longer than that. Jaden Daniels, of course, with his knee sprain, he did not practice on Wednesday. Dan Quinn confirming that. It happened on Thursday Night Football against the Packers. We'll see. They said iffy day-to-day on Jaden Daniels. Paul Skeens, a night ago, got roughed up by the Chicago Cubs. 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned in that outing. Also gave up a homer. He is now 10-10 on the season. He got tagged with the loss. Dylan Cruz in a doubleheader, 3 for 7 against the Braves a night ago. All 3 singles did score a run. That's Tigers in the pros.
Presented by the Williamson Eye Center. Remember, Federalis Fest is coming up on the LSU Open date, December, one of those months, October the 4th. It is presented by the Williamson Eye Center. You get more information there at federalisfest.com. Or, of course, if you want to ditch contacts and glasses forever, you need the Williamson Eye Center. Dr. Blake Williamson did my LASIK. He did Paulie's LASIK. Evo ICL custom lens replacement. They did the PRK procedure on Hester. So many options. If you want to be able to just see, let Dr. Blake Williamson give you that gift. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or williamsoneye.com. All right, y'all, it is after further review. SportsCenter's coming up. Get you caught up on national headlines. Come back. Saints injury reports out. Someone returned.
AFR.
Love telling you about Shaw Bills. When I said someone returned, meaning return to practice. Guy's been injured. Return. Tell you who it is coming up after SportsCenter. Hey, Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. Love telling you about Shaw Bills, and have had the pleasure to do this for years. And all of us have had the great pleasure to go to Shaw Bills for nearly 60 years. I know it's not a lot of fun to buy tires. We've all had to do it. You own a vehicle, you've had to buy tires at some point. And quite honestly, that sucks. It's just not fun to spend money on tires. You'd rather spend your money on other stuff. But you literally can't drive your car without tires. It's just a literal impossibility. So you want to get the best tires on the road at the cheapest price. Well, that's why you go to Shaw Bills, because they bend over backwards to curate deals, combining their in-house offer with the manufacturer offer. The Shaw Bills credit card will get you great discounts to get you the best price possible. I guarantee it. As a matter of fact, that's part of the Charlie's Dozen. So learn more at ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, we keep you rolling.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails, someone's winning tickets to the game, and, of course, a fine premium cigar. Friday's AFR, presented by Sagamore Spirit.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt,
you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Positive step for Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels as he recovers from a knee injury. He went through a rehab session and threw on the field today, but didn't take part in work with teammates. He won't practice any earlier than Friday. His status Sunday against the Raiders remains uncertain. Marcus Mariota starts if Daniels is out. The Bengals not ruling out a return for quarterback Joe Burrow later this season. He's expected to miss at least 3 months with a turf toe injury. While Burrow's out, Cincinnati turns to backup Jake Browning. Our Harry Douglas.
When you look at Zach Taylor, who's an offensive-minded head coach, and then you look at the OC Dan Pitcher, you have to put Jake Browning in the best situation possible for this football team. You cannot ask him to carry the Cincinnati Bengals like you asked Joe Burrow to do. So that also means Chase Brown, who is a phenomenal running back, whether he's rushing the football or being a receiver out of the backfield, you have to incorporate him a lot more within this offense.
Jet star quarterback Tyrod Taylor this week in Tampa Bay in place of Justin Fields, who has a concussion. Bills ruled out 2 injured defensive starters tomorrow against Miami, linebacker Matt Milano and defensive tackle Ed Oliver.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's rock!
Hour 3 off. We go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Matt.
You're a loser, Matt.
Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tom play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Told you, didn't I, Muse? Told you. Huh, didn't I, Muse? I fueled you. I fueled you.
It's hump day.
Oh, if you fooled me. I was
Fooled
waiting,
you.
though.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Got him.
Hump day.
Saints injury report is out.
It's hump day.
We got a couple of toes.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
There's a couple of them on there.
Hump day.
Just two?
Just 2 toes.
2 toes.
1 and 1. One guy's got a toe, another guy's got a toe.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Joe Burrow's got a toe.
Joe Burrow's got a toe.
Toes everywhere.
Hump day.
What a day.
It's hump day.
I complimented Mickey Loomis today.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Stop traffic. Someone send my regards.
It's hump day.
You know who you are.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Please clip it. Send it to Mick.
It's hump day.
Love Scone.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Warm regards. Love Scone.
It's hump day.
That's what it's got to say.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Steve Wiltfong was here in hour one. He does national recruiting stuff.
It's hump day.
He talked about the future of the LSU quarterback position.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You should check that out. Michael Bumpus was here.
It's hump day.
He covers the Seattle Seahawks.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He played at Washington State. Nick Saban recruited him to LSU.
It's hump day.
He didn't come here.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He said Nick Saban was insane. Like crazy guy. I'm not talking about him.
It's hump day.
Not playing for him.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Russ Mitchell in 10 minutes. Yeah, all right. Let's get cranking, y'all. Appreciate you for being here. Always appreciate Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts. YourGoodwood.com. All right, Saints injury report is out first of the week, as we alluded to. There's a couple of toes on this. And actually, we did see one player with a toe return. How about it? So Trevor Penning, who's missed the first 2 games with a toe, was a limited participant at practice today with a toe. But
he's got a toe?
He's got a toe.
Got a toe.
He still has the toe. So let's not get confused, okay? He was not a full participant, and he was not stricken from the injury report. He's still listed on the injury report, and he is a limited participant with a toe, but a participant nonetheless with the toe. Now, the news not quite as good for Dylan Radnitz. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but Trevor Penning is your left guard, allegedly. He hasn't actually played in a game there yet, a real game. But when healthy from
the toe,
yeah, he'll play left guard. Well, the guy who's replacing him at left guard is Dylan Radnitz,
okay,
who today did not practice. He was on the injury report as a DNP because he's got
a toe.
He's got a toe.
Him too?
He's got a toe. You hate to see it.
You do.
It's just an epidemic at left guard in New Orleans this year. If it's Trevor Penning, if it's Dylan Radnitz, who's the guy from Old Dominion who's done for the year that they drafted? Nick Saldiveri, he's done for the year. I don't know I forgot what his injury was.
I forgot all about Nick Saldiveri.
Bro, he's on IR.
Dude, I forgot he was on the team.
He's done. Oh my God. I forgot he's on the team.
I really did.
You forgot he's on the team.
I really did. Oh man, it's some tough times down there.
He's on the team. He's just, he's not playing this year.
Right? Yeah, he's on IR.
Yeah. So anyway, apparently anyone who plays left guard is you're just asking for it this year. But Trevor Penning's coming back from his toe, and Dylan Radnitz did not practice today because
he's got a toe.
He's got a toe. Yeah. The rest of the injury report, still no good for Chase Young. He's got a calf. He's a DNP. The thing about this Chase Young injury, and I'm not saying they should rush him back or anything like that, but Chase Young, if you remember, in the post-game locker room, after the opener, or maybe it was before, it was Nick Underhill who asked Chase Young if he was going to be out, and Chase Young sort of boisterously responded like, they ain't going to keep me down long, whatever it was. Do you remember this? Like, Nick Underhill, was it the post game after week 1, or was it the practice the practice right before? Anyway, and Chase Young sort of insisted, as reporters were in the locker room, that it wasn't a big deal. Well, now he's missed 2 weeks, and now he's a DNP on Wednesday of week 3. So you start to wonder, like, all right, man, maybe like this is a serious injury. If it's already kept you out 2 weeks and you're not even limited, like you're not back in any capacity so far. So that's disappointing. The The other two players on the injury report, Trey Palmer with a hamstring was limited, and then Taliesin Fuaga, DNP with a knee and a back. He's got a knee, Fuaga.
And a back.
And a back.
That's tough.
It's two things.
Yeah.
He's got a knee and a back. And that's troublesome, too, because if it's the front of the knee and your back, then you have something at the front of your body and the back of your body, literally your back and your knee. He's got a knee and a back. Would you rather have a knee and a back or a toe?
I'd rather have a toe.
Just a toe?
Yeah, just a toe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't want to do things, right? So, I mean, you could have said anything. I'd have taken just the one injury.
Yeah, that's true. What if you had a hangnail and a broken finger or a torn ACL?
I'm going to go with the hangnail and the broken finger.
Well, that's two things.
Though. Yeah, I know, but one's way more severe, right?
This is how you back yourself into corner. You got to learn this with me. How long have we worked together? You can't back yourself into corners like this.
6 years.
You can't back yourself into corners like this, Muse. I try to message to the youth here. That's what Tyrann Mathieu used to tweet all the time. Message to the youth.
The two youths.
The two youths. Someone on the old text line here said, is Chase Young our new Jairus Byrd? God, no. Please. Sometimes people completely lose context. Jairus Byrd, the Saints made him the highest paid safety at the time in the history of the NFL, and he was supposed to be the guy to come in, and he did zero. Chase Young, you had on a one-year prove-it deal last year, and he played really well for you, such that you gave him a longer-term deal. And when healthy, I think will play well, but he's got to get healthy and get out there. But no, he's not Jairus Byrd. Jairus Byrd, we found out after he signed that he had a neck injury. Remember, Jairus Byrd had a neck at that time. Chase Young had a neck, too. Remember, last offseason, he had a neck.
I remember that.
He had a neck, but he did not have a toe.
No.
Did not have a toe.
Which is good for him. Those toes, man, they're tricky.
Could be tricky. Yeah. Our guy Greg Lehman sent me an article. Upon further review, with Joe Burrow injured, how will the Bengals survive? There's an excerpt from this. It's a New York Times article. Make of that what you will, I don't care. The timeline is a 3-month recovery, but a 2021 study published by the Orthopedic Journal at Harvard Medical School found that of the 25 NFL players whose turf toe injuries required surgery, none returned to play the same season. 5 never returned at all. Now, what that does not contextualize is when the turf toe injury happened. Because if it's a 3-month recovery and it happened 3 months into the season, well, you're done. Of course you're. If it happens in week 2, you got a shot. So we'll see.
I'm not going to doubt Joey B.
Even with a toe.
Even with the toe. I mean, if he wants to come back and play this year, he's going to come back and play this year.
Even with the toe.
Even with the toe.
Joey B's not worried about a toe.
Nah. He should be worried about his offensive line, but he's not worried about a toe.
Not worried about a toe. You know where you can get a toe?
Where can you get a toe?
Rouse's. Not really. Can't do that.
What?
I can get you a toe. Big Lebowski?
Nah, sorry, man.
I can get you a toe with nail polish. Yo, you're a no Big Lebowski guy.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
That's a bummer. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you got to see it.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. Because people tell me that all the time. Oh, you got to see it. No, it's never. Your insistence of me watching that is not. It's not. That's just.
It's not going to do it. It's not going to make me go do it. Yeah.
And it's not that I'm being. I'm just being resistant. I just have no desire. Like when I have free time. I think I recorded 4 podcasts today.
Right.
And a couple of interviews. I'm not consuming. I'm producing. But you want a toe? Go to Rouse's. Get you a toe with nail polish. Don't go to Rouse's for a toe. I'm just kidding. Rouse's is awesome, though. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. 70 locations helping you cover the spread all season long. I just saw on Facebook just a bit ago, as a matter of fact, over at Rouse's, they have their amazing deals that are back. Always check their weekly specials, y'all. If you're grocery shopping, I don't know, like a lot of times, like you're going to buy on a budget, and like they have great deals, so you want to wait till there are great deals and you can go shop. How about this right now? At Rouse's, I just saw this. There's the Your Choice Only. It's the $1, $3, and $5 sale going on over at Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. It's the Stop, Drop, and Shop sale going on right now through the 24th. items for $1, $3, and $5. You can see them all right there on their Facebook page. You got all the graphics posted. You can see everything. Like, how about there's like Pringles grab-and-go chips? $1. That's amazing. I love Pringles. Chobani singles, $1. How about $3 for like the Boulder Gator avocado oil classic with sea salt chips? Amazing. The Sargento balance breaks. Who doesn't love those things? The cheese, little nuts in there. Sometimes you get the ones with a little white chocolate. Love that. You can get them at Rouse's. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's! This feels like home. Okay, quick break. Russ Mitchell next. We'll recap this past weekend. Look ahead to a really crummy weekend in the SEC because, everybody's already played their good non-conference games, so it's just a really crappy weekend in the league. But we'll talk to Russ about it next anyway. It's AFR.
AFR.
Running out of time, y'all. You're running out of time. If you want to enter the Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys Billboard Design Competition, you're running out of time. Go to getgordon.com/billboards, getgordon.com/billboards, getgordon.com/billboards. You can get all the info right there on how you could win up to $2,000 in prizes, have a donation made to a charity of your choice, and see your billboard design all over town. It's easy. Just go to getgordon.com/billboards, getgordon.com/billboards to get all the info. You can do it right there. I always encourage you too, man. Go check out the social media because, man, Gordon gives you great content. It's a lot of the G Team content. There's great legal advice there as well. Cool testimonials from past clients. Check it out at Get Gordon on any of the social platforms. Get Gordon and get it done.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Russ Mitchell.
Kicking the tires and lighting the fires.
Russ!
Literally.
Well, I'm proud of Russ. I think Russ deserves it.
It's football!
Rusty, come on up here.
Absolutely, I thought that was going to happen because it's state. It's supposed to happen.
You know, I haven't had much of a chance to talk to you man to man, Russ.
How are things out there at DBU?
I want you to stay here and take care of things, Russ.
The only way you can point up is up.
Not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room.
Just like Troy.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Put your foot on his throat and choke him out.
Take it, Russ.
How are things at DBU? Just fine. How are you?
Stop. Really? Is that your first question?
No. You're in the soundbite in the open.
No, I was channeling my best.
We've all moved on.
I know.
We've all moved on. Not a great look. He apologized. He was right to
He
apologize.
He did apologize.
Yeah. Not a great. Not the best look ever.
Not his finest hour.
No.
Particularly when you are totally wrong and you're the ass. That makes it very difficult.
It was astonishing the number of people defending it. I'm like, nope. I mean, yeah, look, we don't need to rehash it all. It's but what about the game? Florida, LSU, Tigers win 20-10. Maybe the most significant thing to come out of this, Russ, is Brian Kelly's acknowledgement. Nuss, this little torso thing, whatever he's dealing with. Maybe they've been playing it close to the vest offensively. What do you make all that?
You can't believe that's real. I don't think it's certainly not the problem with this offense. The problem with the offense is that you can't run block. So as soon as you figure that out, then maybe defenses will have to move forward and open things up. I mean, basically, this has killed Nussmeier's Heisman shots. I mean, bang, right there, the quarter of the season. Unless there's some magical turnaround, but.
Oh, he's got plenty of time, and they'll have plenty. He's got plenty of time. They got plenty of big games too.
Let me take a deep breath. Anytime you beat Florida, it's a good thing. The only time beating Florida isn't a good thing is if you're Florida. And then from the perspective of many LSU fans, that's probably also a good thing. So. But clearly Lagway is everything you thought he was, and even more than what I thought. And but sorry, man, I just can't get past 2.2 yards per carry until that throwaway at the end of the game. It's just, and I watched the game. I've watched the game 3 times. You really want to hurt yourself? If you're an LSU fan, which I presume most of you are, you really want to hurt yourself? Do you? Go watch that game again. That is a tough game to watch 2 or 3 times. I mean, those first and second and third downs were like, you're getting 1 yard, 2 yards. I mean, that is frustrating to watch. So let's hope Kelly and his team figure that out.
They got 2 weeks against dramatically inferior opponents to try to get this right. What about Georgia, Tennessee? Are you more confident in Georgia or Tennessee coming out of that game?
I was, can I say both? I don't think that, I was very impressed with Tennessee's offense. Really, Joey Aguilar had a great game, played very well. Georgia's Georgia, and they, they're the Alabama sort of our time in that they expect to win. They don't care how much they're down by. They've been everywhere in every tough situation. And streaks, for those of you who've played sports, they know that. For those who haven't, streaks carry weight, right? Streaks carry weight. And Georgia's streak over Tennessee continues. And that is, I think, what played out. They were tough and they adjusted.
Do you think, if I let you do a redo and pick who you think plays in the SEC championship 3 weeks in, who would you pick?
That's a great question. I wasn't prepared for that question.
Well, that's why I asked it.
I still don't have any faith in Alabama at all whatsoever. I think that, it's like you were talking about LSU fixing what woes their offensive run game against their next two opponents. I don't believe that at all. I think it's a waste of time to play these games in September. It is stupid that it's September the 20th, and this is the schedule that we have in front of us as a conference. It's just a joke, and not good for football. So I don't think I would change it very much. I've been very surprised at how poorly Arch Manning is playing. I'd probably still stick with Georgia and LSU.
You buying A&M?
No.
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, I mean, Marcel, everyone's like, hey, Reed had 360 yards. I'm like, dude, he completed under 50% of his passes. Under 50%. They had 4 completions on third down. Yeah.
He was 17 of 37.
Yeah, exactly. 17 of 37. Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, I think they're good, but they're not, no, I'm not worried about A&M.
That's what happens when you get an 86-yarder mixed in there. Good on you for completing the 86-yarder, but if you're counting on an 86-yarder every week, that's probably not going to be a great strategy.
Not against LSU secondary.
Yeah. Russ Mitchell's with us at Russ Mitchell CFB. There was a couple of games that I was fascinated by just because I thought it would tell us a lot about these teams. Vandy, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Arkansas. I don't think anyone fancies either of them as contenders, but I think in some respects there was sort of an elimination, right? Arkansas had the great offense to start the season. Now they had to go on the road to Ole Miss. Is Ole Miss real? South Carolina against Vandy. Vandy had blown out Virginia Tech. Now tough road game back-to-back. Is South Carolina actually a contender? I think we found out a lot about those 4 teams. What did you learn with those 4 teams?
I'm impressed with Taylor Green. Unfortunately, he has to play for Arkansas. The biggest issue I took from the Ole Miss game is that Ole Miss doesn't have a defense. So, their defense is really problematic. So, good teams are going to run up and down on Ole Miss. So I think they can't figure that out very quickly. I don't even think they're a playoff team. Vandy continues to impress. How can you not like Diego Pavia? I love that kid. I wish he was my son. I love the way he plays. I mean, Mateer is sort of sticking his nose in there for guys that you just love to watch play. If you've got to watch, a team play Temple, then you want to watch Mateer because he's exciting. And I mean, he can throw well. He runs well. They pile up a lot of offense. Oklahoma, by the way, held Temple to 100. So their defense played well. But Vandy is, I don't know if it continues when Pavia leaves, because it didn't continue when Franklin left, right? But Vandy's legit. That might be the hardest game LSU has on its schedule.
I think at Oklahoma is the hardest game left. But Vandy is not going to be the cakewalk we many of us thought. By the way, Vandy the next 2 weeks play Georgia State and Utah State. They're going to be 5-0 when they go to Alabama. And that's going to be great theater. Because I think you'd agree, Russ. I think Vandy this year is better than they were last year. They're not going to keep Bama. They're not going to catch Bama sleeping. But I just don't think Bama's very good. I know you want to talk about Bama, Wisconsin. I just don't know what we've learned about Bama the last 2 weeks, beating up on bad teams.
No, I think I put Wisconsin in the same group that I put Michigan. I really don't know how much to take from that win that Oklahoma had over Michigan. They're good Power 4 teams, but both of them I think are, I would even put A&M and Ole Miss above Michigan and Wisconsin. So the Alabama, they were efficient and dominant, but Wisconsin couldn't run the ball and kept making mistakes.
Russ Mitchell's with us. Show's brought to you by Supper Club, supperclubBTR.com. Now, next time you're in town, we got to go to Supper Club.
Okay.
You haven't been, but it's phenomenal. Russ, they have when we were in Vegas, he's Muse just pointed at the screen like, what are you doing? As he's having, not only he's drinking one of his 15 Diet Cokes he's having today. We went and had a steak when we were in Vegas last year together. I got to bring you to Supper Club. They have this thing called it's Omi beef. It's Japanese beef that only 3 restaurants in the United States of America sell. It's incredible. They had to join a Japanese beef cooperative just to apply for the opportunity to be able to sell it at their restaurant. It's a crazy, crazy dining experience.
I'll be there tomorrow.
You're going to love it, man. You fly in, I'll get the reservation. You and I will go. You know that. I'll even pick up the check. But you can't order really expensive wine. I won't let you do that. I'll buy your steak and wine, but not like crazy, crazy expensive wine.
Sounds good.
All right. He's Russ Mitchell. It's After Further Review. Let's not get a quick break. Because there isn't a ton of meat on the bone for this current week, coming week in the Southeastern Conference. We'll talk about the few big games that are there, but I do want Russ's thoughts also on the quarterback situation in the SEC. I asked Sam Acho last hour if he had who he thinks is the best quarterback in the SEC right now. And Sam Acho said John Mateer. I'm curious what Russ's answer is. We'll get that when we come back at AFR.
AFR.
Clegg's Nursery's got 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area to serve you, and what an awesome, awesome time to get by Clegg's. It's not lip service. I'm not just reading an ad. I'm telling you what my family does. Erica loves decorating for the fall. She loves decorating. Let's be honest. She just loves decorating for everything. I mean, it's like Mardi Gras, Christmas, Halloween, Flag Day. It doesn't matter. Valentine's Day. She decorates for everything. But Clegg's helps us do it. And the fall is a great time because they have so much fall decor. The pumpkins and the hay bales. They get these wheat bundles as well. All of the setups are out there right now at all of the Clegg's Nursery locations. These giant wheat bales, if you want those. They've got the pumpkin displays, just lines and lines of pumpkins and hay bales and squash and gourds. They got everything for you at Clegg's Nursery if you want to decorate for fall. They got your fall bedding plants, your vegetable gardens. This is the time of year you want to put those fruit trees in the ground as well, and they got the best selection. So buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery. Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails, someone's winning tickets to the game, and, of course, a fine premium cigar. Friday's AFR, presented by Sagamore Spirit.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
You know, Russ told me he wanted to talk about the 2 SEC games this week. and then also Florida and Miami. But he omitted Tulane at Ole Miss, which is a sneaky, tasty little matchup there. Tulane's 3-0. They've already got 2 Power 4 wins. Got a really good quarterback, and they could be the G5 or G6 representative in the playoff. You don't have any feeling there on Tulane and Ole Miss? Okay. I see your smirk. All right. All right. I'm just you just crapped on the Ole Miss defense, and you're right, by the way. They stink.
Yes.
They stink. And I'm here to tell you, Kat, that Tulane offense is going to go to Oxford and score. Total 61.5. Take the over. They're going to score.
Jake's been pretty sharp, especially in the red zone. But I don't know. That's a tough place to play. So
it's not a tough place to play. It's a high school stadium. They got like metal beams on the outside. It's a get out of here. It's a tough.
It's easy to get distracted in Oxford.
Now that's different. That's okay. When you're talking about like a 70-30 ratio girl to guy, yes, you can get distracted in Oxford. I applaud very much the University of Mississippi for their ratio.
What's the spread in this game?
13.5.
Oh, I would take Tulane and I would take the points and take Tulane.
Might be a sucker bet, but I'm in the same place. I would be surprised Tulane wins that game. All right.
I made a little money this weekend, and I never wager on children because they'll always break your heart. But
that's why I don't ever take your betting advice, because you don't bet. Because if you don't bet, then if you're not willing to bet money, then I'm not interested in your betting advice if you're not going to bet your own money on something.
I was 100% this weekend.
So what did you bet on? What are you
Vandy and LSU.
What are you going to bet this weekend?
Well, I might take Tulane in 13.
All right, let's jump into the 2 SEC games. There is a lot on the line for South Carolina and Missouri. Missouri's probably going to be challenged for the first time. In South Carolina, it looks like Russ Sellers is going to play. The report, Beamer on the teleconference today said that he's trending toward playing. So Missouri's a 10.5-point favorite in this game. I don't know what I think about Missouri, but I know South Carolina stinks. So what do you think?
I like Missouri. We've already talked about that Kansas win.
I know you do.
I like that Kansas win. And, Beamer's got this strict policy about if you don't practice Tuesday and Wednesday, you don't play. And Sellers practiced and looked good. So I think he's going to play. I mean, I don't think the problems that South Carolina have are so much Sellers as they are shoeless. I think every Alabama fan is like giggling. Their offense has really struggled with him as the new coordinator. Yeah. Third down conversions, they stink. Red zone efficiency, they stink. Explosive plays, they stink.
Yeah.
So if I'm Missouri, I think I'm probably double digit. Did you say a double digit favorite in this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want to sustain my offensive productivity, which I've had, and I want to keep South Carolina from having breakout plays. If I do that, then I win easily.
What about the biggest game in the league is which got great theater. It's Auburn at Oklahoma. And, of course, you got Jackson Arnold, who's now the Auburn quarterback, going back to Norman. So 2 ranked teams, man, trying to see who's for real in this matchup. What do you think?
It's interesting. I've heard some people say that, Jackson will be able to help out the struggling Auburn pass defense, given the fact that he was just at Oklahoma. It's a new quarterback and a new offensive coordinator. He's not going to be able to help out the pass defense at all. He does, however, know their pass defense pretty well from practicing against them. So that's an advantage. I think that, Auburn's dealing with some injury issues and some depth issues. That's a problem. One thing I think that you need to remember about this game is there's been a lot of talk about Oklahoma having a balanced offense, doing really well with passing and rushing. I don't think that's the case, actually. I think that's because Mateer can break one off like Jalen, right? He can get a nice run when you least expect it. But, in yards and yards per carry, this is an Oklahoma rushing offense that's near the bottom of the conference with LSU. So, I think.
What do you think that's about? What do you think that's about with Oklahoma's rushing offense?
I'm not quite sure, because Torrey Blaylock, the rookie, the freshman that they have, he's averaging 5.3 yards a carry. I don't know why they don't try to get him more involved, but I need to see them play a little bit tougher opponents. But I'm just saying, if people tell you, don't listen to people who tell you that their offense is balanced. It's not. They're throwing the ball significantly better than they're running the ball right now. I think there's a chance for Auburn on the road here. I'd take Oklahoma probably by 6. What's the spread?
6.5. I mean, of course you know the spread.
There you go. Swear to God, I'm not looking at these. You know that I don't. So that's what I would expect. And I like if again, Auburn's got some injuries. So if they can stay healthy throughout this whole game, and then I don't think that'll happen. So I'll take Oklahoma.
It's interesting though, Russ. They are Oklahoma's offense. I just looked. They've run it 114 times and thrown it 108. So they're at least attempting. They're attempting balance, right? Run pass here. They've thrown it for 949 and run it for 469. So that's the disparity you're talking about there. But it's interesting that they're trying, right? Or maybe that's Mateer running. Mateer's run the ball 33 times. That's the most on the team. Blaylock's run at 31. Interesting.
Yeah, I just think that they're a team that hasn't figured out how they're going to run the ball efficiently. Although, unlike LSU, where are the Tigers sitting right now in yards per carry? Even if you include that bogus run at the end,
you can't call it a bogus run because they executed it. They went into the I formation. You can't, Russ. I mean, they went into the I formation. They blocked it beautifully, and they ripped off a long run against a heavy loaded front. I mean,
and Florida put everybody up on the front because they knew if they didn't stop that one play, the game was over.
They did, and LSU executed the block against numbers. Like you can't.
How many times have you watched the game?
It's also, by the way, but it's also probably the first time they've run power all year, which begs the question: why don't you run power more? Because they actually executed it really well.
Yeah,
LSU is averaging 3.7 yards per carry.
Oh, yuck. I mean, you are not winning a national championship running 3.7 yards per carry. So Kelly better figure it out.
They got to do better. Next 2 weeks will be telling, man. I mean, you get Southeastern, and as you and I agree, a garbage Ole Miss defense. Like you better figure it out the next 2 weeks against those two very inferior teams. All right, Florida will be without their running back coach, who open hand slapped an LSU player on the field, and they only suspended him for 3 games. Unbelievable. I can't believe they even let him on the bus to the airport to fly back. I blew
that was poor form.
Blew a gasket earlier on that, man. All right, Florida's going to lose to Miami. We're all, hoping that they get embarrassed and they fire Billy Napier in a hurry. What do you think about this one? It's down in Miami.
Yeah, I think Carson Beck is so far the surprise of the season, and he's my leading candidate for the Heisman.
Okay.
I like. We saw Florida's pass rush is terrible. I'm almost sure they didn't have a sack in the LSU game, did they?
They did not.
No. And then now Banks is. I think they got 2 sacks on the year. Banks is now injured again, and they're going up against a quarterback who's lighting it up. So I like Miami. They also get back some injured players who weren't playing, running back and a receiver come back. They're playing at home. Lag away, throws the ball to the other team on 3rd down. I like Miami.
All right, I'm going to ask you the question. Before we go, I'm going to ask you the question I told you I was going to ask you. Who is the best quarterback in the SEC right now? You laughed when I told you Sam Acho picked John Mateer. So who would you pick?
I laugh just because I like to laugh at Sam. I would say, my first thought was Joey Aguilar.
Okay.
And before I even went to look at the stats and figure it out, Mateer right now, you said it earlier, 71 of 105, 944 yards. So he's 68%, 944 yards. Aguilar is 66%. So right there, pretty much the same, 906 yards. The difference is Mateer. I didn't realize this till I looked it up, but he's got almost as many interceptions as he has touchdowns. You know that, right? 5 TDs to 3 interceptions.
Admittedly, I watched a lot of the Michigan game, but I've not watched Oklahoma in their garbage layup games.
Yeah, put a little bit of pressure in the face of that cupcake and see how he holds up. 5 TDs and 3 interceptions. And I love the kid. So, but put a little pressure right up the middle. And Aguilera, meanwhile, has 9 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions.
Aguilera.
So I think I'd probably say Joey Aguilar.
Okay.
You know, it's the worst quarterback rating in the top 10 in the SEC right now.
Worst QBR. I feel like you're setting me up to say Nussmeier.
Yeah,
Nussmeier. But I think he's played fine. Like, it's not explosive. He's thrown for over 200 yards each game. I mean, he was the National Player of the Week after Clemson. It's very clear they're protecting everything
Clemson
right
might
now.
Be,
they're going to have to flip the switch offensively. I'll be curious what it looks like when they do.
Clemson might be a bit overrated, brother.
I don't know.
You know, I was asked.
I mean, if they play clean, they beat Georgia Tech by double digits. Now they didn't, but I mean, they didn't objectively. They did not, but they threw an interception at the goal line. They fumbled deep in their own territory. They missed a field goal. I mean, it's a 13-point swing. If they play a clean game, they win that game by double digits. So credit Georgia Tech. They made plays, but I don't know that Clemson loses again. I mean, the only real threat I think they have to lose the rest of the way is the Florida State game, which is in Clemson.
Because they don't play anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if they're 10-2, Russ, and their losses are a close game to LSU, and that game early in the season on the road, which is, by the way, a conference game. I mean, they'll be one loss in conference and playing in the conference.
But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is how much LSU can take out of that performance then against that team. Like, how do you grade Nussmeier? How do you grade the offense then playing against that team? I want to tell you a quick story. Somebody asked me in a radio show earlier about the Heisman, because I'm a Heisman voter, and is Nussmeier out? And I said yes, and we were talking about some other things.
No, he's not out. It's the third.
He said, who's your dark horse? And I was thinking about it. Who's the dark horse? Who's the dark horse? And you know whose name came to me? Tommy Castellanos. Because if Florida State goes undefeated, right, and that kid runs for, I don't know, 100,000 yards or something, and they go undefeated and make the playoff, then if you're looking at a year-over-year turnaround, he could win. He could be the worst quarterback in the history of football to win the Heisman.
Do you know how many ranked opponents they play the rest of the way?
0, right?
1, Miami. That's it.
Miami's
the only ranked team they play. They'll play Clemson as well, and that's at Clemson, like we talked about. But I mean, there's a real chance that they'll be there in that conversation at the end. It's not a terrible bet, right? Like, if you're just looking at upside, like value bet, that's not a terrible value bet.
I can tell you right now, if Florida State is undefeated and Castellanos has led them there, and he's he's somewhere up at the top and rushing, I'll have to give him a very serious look for the Heisman.
Yeah, especially if you just said that Carson Beck is the biggest surprise in college football. If they beat Miami, and that's in Tallahassee, by the way. If they beat Miami, yeah, I mean,
that's a big game.
Yeah,
huge. I mean, wow.
All right, we got to run. Russ Mitchell, always appreciate the convo. Come in town. We're going to Supper Club.
Mwah. Later.
See ya. That's Russ Mitchell. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, arco.com, 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 ARCCO, arco.com. We're talking about industrial generators. This is not a generator for your home. Okay? Say that this is not a generator for your home. This is in Generac industrial power for your business. Storm comes, critical facilities need to stay online. Hospitals, grocery stores, schools, industrial facilities, banks, gas stations. How do those stay online? Arco Power Systems. By the way, if you're listening in Texas, all the way west to San Antonio, east to Mobile, north to Little Rock, wherever you are, if you own a business and you need standby generator power, permanent solution, a rental solution, or service, you need Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, arco.com, arco.com. All right, y'all, final break. Otter Locks next.
AFR. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Parish Construction and Roofing. This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Yourgoodwood.com. Yourgoodwood.com. Find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how are you?
Good, Matt. What's up, buddy?
Fired up, man. Took that boost with the Guardians last night.
There you go.
Got me up to plus 202.
How about that 1 out away, base is empty from winning at 3-2 to give up a solo shot. What did they do in a 10th to respond? Put up a 5 spot. So they've won 10 of 11 now. We're got a theme tonight, hot teams tonight. We're going with Cleveland Went off plus 118 when I gave it to Hunt earlier today over at DraftKings right now, since I have it in front of me today. Plus 149 if you want to get at it, get a much better price. Detroit, get a little bit of a threat here in the bottom of the first. So we get out of this jam, we'll be okay with extra juice right there. Boston -1, minus 119 earlier today. That is -1.5, minus 109. So Boston now batting at the bottom of the first.
Do we like it at -1.5, or do we still want it at -1?
No, just -1. I'm just giving update the line.
Sure.
So
-1 right now is minus $1.68.
Yeah, no. Not it.
Okay.
No.
All right, we'll watch it for another half inning, see how it goes.
Right. If it's 0-0 at the end of one inning, it'll give you a much more favorable price.
Okay.
We'll stay away with that. Toronto, no Dante Bichette for the rest of the regular season, no problem for the Toronto. 6 straight now, including the last 2 in Tampa, and 2 games that they should have or could have. You take your choice. They should have lost. They're just finding ways to win right now. So we're going to ride the Kevin Gausman pitched a complete game, but it's only 100 pitches. So actually less than what he's been throwing a lot of the times this year. So Gausman in a hot Toronto team is currently 132, so no movement since we put that up on the website. And in Seattle was plus 110 when we put them in earlier. I would still recommend them at plus 101. 10 of 11. I'm sorry, 10 straight now for Seattle. Big dumper taking dumps on both sides of the toilet last night. One from the left side, one from the right side. I mean, don't get in the way of a big dumper on a run. We're going with Seattle plus a little money tonight.
All right, where are you tomorrow, Otter?
We're at Sammy's Grill, the new one on Old Perkins Road near Airline in Prairieville.
I know it well.
Right down the street from your crib.
I know it well. So the Guardians, the Blue Jays, the Mariners, and if we can get a good price, we'll take the Red Sox -1 run over at DraftKings. All right, thank you, Otter. Well, good luck.
All you're waiting for now, Drew's waiting for you at home. Said, Dad, I learned this new trick. Dump for both sides.
Don't get it away of a dumper from don't. All right, Otter.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to you as well. All right, that'll do it for us here. We're getting on down the road. Shout out to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Muse Polly, thanks. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. As a matter of fact, got my Our Lady of the Lake LSU polo on today. Love supporting great people that do great things for not only this community in Baton Rouge, but the communities and the entire footprint that the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System touches. And, of course, they're so proud to be partnered with LSU. I mean, you see the ads all over with Garrett Nussmeier now, the television ads, the billboard ads. One of their NIL athletes, a deal they did with Garrett Nussmeier, and many more to come that we're excited to tell you about as we move throughout that part of the program. But with Our Lady of the Lake, they certainly have blended that partnership with LSU Athletics, with the university taking care of the Student Health Center as well, and everyday champions like you and me with their clinics, the Lake After Hours clinics, of course, with the standalone Children's Hospital, the Regional Medical Center on Essen. It's Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit LouisianaPropane.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app. 90s country and beyond. 100.7 The Tiger.